Hello, everybody. I'm actually paying attention to our audio levels. Everything's actually working today.
Oh,
Hell yeah, brother man. I think. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay, cool. For a second, like, things aren't moving. That's not good. Welcome! Tonight, everybody goes Saltmarsh as I remember the one thing I forgot, and I'm going to pull it open as I talk here. It is us back from our break of a week. I got a little confused there for a moment. But we are back. Our streak of uh, of 1 year, unfortunately, ended, but only by one day, so that's fine. But we're back to continue with some more fuckery, as is tradition. So, oh yeah, I'm Ian, by the way, as is my name tag below my face, and these fellas around you are your adventuring party, currently incarcerated. Currently, your jailbirds for this session. Um, but brief announcement. We actually have a couple announcements because not only are we still doing our doing once and more our charity drive for Extra Life, which is a charity that benefits children's hospitals across continental North America, meaning the United States and Canada, specifically benefiting the Children's Hospital of Atlanta, which they're building a whole new big thing to do, helping kids that are, unwell, which is really cool. And, you should click on this link and then donate to that because not only would you be doing a cool thing and being kind and stuff, you could also win some cool things like a digital copy of Tasha's Culture of Everything, a SteelSeries Gaming Mouse, or a SteelSeries Gaming Keyboard as we hit certain milestones, with the pretty probable eventuality that we're going to add some more goodies and stuff in there to happen. So you should click that and do that thing because hell yeah. Uh, Also, last week we had a birthday in actually both campaigns, but Brittany's not here now, so she doesn't matter. Who cares? But
damn.
our very own frog had a birthday. So, Mr. Johns, you have a birthday 20 to spend as you will. Just keep that in mind. Don't forget. Uh,
Sick.
so we've got
Hold
that.
still, Bart.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no. And
My phone
I'm
buzzed.
so easily distracted. Let me see if I can get our fucking sound tail going. I'm just gonna try to keep talking and do this at the same time. So last week, or the week before last, Jesus Christ, it's been a while. I'm not used to saying that. I don't like that. Our brave heroes broke into Julian's brother's house to look for evidence and anything that any information that they may be able to use to help find him. They located a little secret squirrel bunker kind of deal that he had going on underneath the house. Jakob got exiled to keep an eye out for trouble just in case that he wouldn't realize that Abari was a smuggler. And they found, unfortunately, not too terribly much, merely the signs of a struggle that occurred down below and some shipping logs and dealings that were clearly of the smuggling sort, but not able to find anything else more specific. They then had a sit down and planning session up top at Abari's house, just kind of figured out what the fuck they were gonna do, ending with the plan of dressing Bart up in Julian's son's clothes to try and pass him off as, at least in the dark and at uncertain angles, as maybe Julian transporting his son very not stealthily on purpose.
Boy, are we glad we didn't do that before leaving the house.
Hoping to garner the attention of Abari's kidnappers and to hopefully like lure them in and trap them and be able to question, interrogate, figure out where Abari is being held, etc., etc. On their way out of the house, Gloob, being the good Samaritan that he is, decided to lock Abari's door for Julian with some lockpicks. having a little bit of trouble, they were interrupted by some approaching guards wondering what they were doing. That conversation went rapidly downhill, and
Last time
they
I do something nice.
and our party members were taken to jail. They did not pass go. They did not collect $200.
We certainly did not collect.
There was no dollarinas, no dollary-doos collected. But
Did all that lock picking, you didn't even
all
rob
that
the
luck.
place.
And he didn't even rob the place. Forsooth. A brief little bit of conversation they had with the guards on the way, kind of determining that people were not informed, it would seem, here in Seaton as to the situation down in Saltmarsh, and that perhaps the higher-ups within the city were keeping it on the down low. So, and last but not least, old Jakob was taken as the first off for some questioning after some heated discussions with Julian and some lines being drawn in the sand to be interrogated. There's a little bit of awkward back and forth about what they were doing at Abari's house, and well, if he had been missing for so long, why hadn't it been reported? Before Jakob happened to bring up that they had done work for Eleander Firebrand and participated in the conflict with the Sahuagin down in Saltmarsh. And we ended last session with Jakob being told that he would find it quite interesting that Eleander Firebrand was soon to be arrested on charges of treason. And that is where we are going to pick back up as I try to find us some music here, my friends. Since I finally managed to get Soundtail open while talking at the same time. Astoundingly difficult that may be. So, having that information dropped on you, Jakob, this middle-aged half-orc just delivers that information and waits, watching you very intently.
Yak's gonna, almost like he had just gotten slammed in the nose, and like put his hands down pretty hard on the table. There has to be a mistake. What do you mean he's going to be arrested on treason? Firebrand hasn't done anything that I know of.
Really?
What is he being charged for?
Treason, I told you. He was found after some information was passed to the Duke and his advisor that he was in league with the holdings of the Sea Princes, alongside one Gellin Primwater. Interesting, don't you think?
He was in league with the Sea Princes?
Indeed.
That doesn't make any sense. That when I got there, he had a deal with smugglers, and he never. Why would he have us kill smugglers if he? This doesn't make any sense.
Hmm. So you had no idea?
Of course not. I would never associate with, or I would never follow a man who does anything with the Sea Princes.
Hmm. You know, we had heard that there was a small group of capable individuals who had been doing jobs for Firebrand.
I mean, we were doing jobs for the city of Saltmarsh
Really?
and the council.
From what I understand, the majority of your contact was directly with Firebrand.
I mean, that would he's he at least was the captain of the guard.
Hmm.
The same way that I assume if you needed a job done, you would have those people report to you or somebody who's I don't know what your job is, but would report to your chief.
What about your interactions with Primwater? What do you know of him?
Uh, Besides what we talked about in front of the council, not a lot. Uh, I know there was some talk that he might have been spreading some type of rumors, but past that, I hadn't heard anything much about him.
Hmm. He kind of sits and he's just staring at you for a few seconds. You seem honest enough, I suppose.
I try to be. I would
Admirable.
never do anything to break the king's laws.
Your friends, on the other hand, seem perhaps a little less so.
Well, my friends, it's complicated at times, but I do think that they're good men.
You find them equally ignorant of Firebrand's crimes.
I'm sure that when you tell them of what you told me, that you're gonna get the same reaction. I don't think a single one of us would ever want to do anything with the Sea Princes.
He stares at you for a few more seconds. Very well. I think I'm done with you here. Yeah. Well. Waves to his guard. Opens up the door. Same guards that escorted you step in. Kind of wave you towards them.
I'll get up and go.
They take you off instead of back towards where you came from. They take you instead into a kind of bunch of cross sections of hallways that have actual cells in them. They take you to one that appears to be unoccupied. Open it up. We'll have you waiting here for now.
Understandable. Just gonna have like a downtrodden look in my face and just go sit on the bed. Just put my head in my hands and just.
So they leave you. For the rest of you, after they guards come in and grab hold of Jakob, 20, 30 minutes maybe. Guards come back. No Jakob. And let's see.
Where's our friend at?
Currently being held separately until all of you have been questioned. Point at Bart. You next. You're muted.
All right, well, let's get this over with.
That's
Didn't
Spirit.
take too long. Just a simple misunderstanding.
I'm gonna stop Bart, but before he gets up, just message me if anything goes wrong.
Sure. I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't gotta worry. Yeah, go on with them.
Shut and lock the door back. Take you along out the doors that separate the holding cells from this main area. Down another hall, kind of taking you a little bit of a left. You can see where some of these cells are. Taking you past them and into a smaller room that has a single table, some lights within it, and a slightly little past middle-aged half orc with nice sharp crew cut. Side of the table. Door is shut behind you with one guard standing behind you at the door. Please sit.
All right. Name is Bartholomew Fairfur.
Hmm.
I'll hop up in the chair. It was all a big mix-up.
I'm
Sorry
sure.
for my friend's brash actions. He can get a little worked up. Not sure the nature of things going on. Spoke out a lot.
That is an understatement. Threatening to put members of the crown soldiery in the ground is very ill-advised.
Never said he was a smart one.
Now, why don't we discuss the reasoning for this altercation?
All right.
You and your friends were spotted, apparently on the back end of a break-in. Why?
No, we were trying to find out if or what had happened to my friend's brother. They gone missing. Folks are not there where they're supposed to be. I don't know the details. This is the first time I've ever been to this town, so
Really?
just kind of new, I guess, following along.
You don't find it odd that his brother's missing status had not been reported to the law?
I assumed it had. I didn't really pull it into any question.
I see. How well do you know Abari Rossi?
I'm pretty good. Or wait, which one?
Abari.
Abaru or Rose?
Abari, yes.
I know his brother pretty well. I've never met Abari though.
And what do you know of what Mr. Rossi does for a living?
He's a merchant or something like that. As far as I know. I don't know. I mean, he does mercantile stuff. I don't know if he owns a shop or how that works in town.
I'm trying to decide whether to have you roll a deception check or not. Because Julian kind of gave the game away to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if you want me to, it's a 19.
Okay. Just kind of looks at you for a few more seconds. Are you sure that's what you? Are you sure that's what Mr. Rossi does for a living?
Again, I never
All
met him.
above board.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
But you know his brother so well.
I don't know if he does do it all above board. Like I said, I never met him.
I see. Well, we now have very probable cause to search his residence, so thank you.
I figured you already had. I mean, was he not reported missing?
Oh, no, no. This is the first that we're hearing of it.
All right. Well, hopefully y'all will be able to turn over something soon.
We can
I'm
only hope.
relieved to hear it.
That being said, your armored friend had curious news to share of Saltmarsh. And you are the group that had done so much good for them and worked so hand in hand with Firebrand down that way.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm mostly just a cook, and I can do a little bit of healing. So I was mostly just following them around and making sure they stayed on their feet.
I see, I see. And what would you know of Firebrand's more treasonous tendencies?
I don't think Firebrand's got any treasonous tendencies at all. I mean, he
Really?
kind of saved the city, as far as I know.
Well, he is soon to be arrested for collaborating with the Sea Princes.
That seems a little far-fetched. I'd imagine when, you know, we were having a war, if he had collaborated with Sea Princes, we probably could have used a little bit of that help. If they have some pirates fight some Swahagan, that seems, and from what I know of Firebrand, just a big old misunderstanding on someone's end. Or someone framed him or something. But that's way above my pay grade, I think, as they'd say.
And what of Gellin Primwater, other council member? What do you know of him?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever spoke to him personally. I saw him. Kind of seemed like a, I don't know, shifty sort, I guess. Kind of, uh, always seemed like he had other places to be or something. I don't know.
Any interactions you can recall between himself and Firebrand?
I think the only times I seen him was at the council meetings.
So you could say neither one way or the other.
I have no clue. Like I said, I never really saw the guy outside of council meetings when we were getting orders to do this or that.
And you yourself have had no dealings with the Sea Princes?
No. I mean, no, can't say that I have.
Roll another deception check for me.
That is a 17 plus 5, 22.
This time he looks at you for a few seconds, just kind of nods to himself. Good. I would recommend you keep it that way.
Yeah, I
A
don't want
bad
to deal
sort to
with.
fall in with.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with murderers and slaving and stealing and all kinds of other things that they do. They're a pretty rough sort to run into on the high seas or low seas, or what the hell is a high sea anyway versus a low sea? Is it just deeper water?
I don't think that is particularly relevant at this time.
All right, sorry.
Very well.
But yeah, they're rough sorts for sure. Anyway,
Well,
so what's the plan? What's going on here about?
I will question your other two friends and determine what will be done with you.
All right.
And what that is depends on what they have to say for themselves.
Kind of getting the feeling that don't have much to do with us finding my friend's brother.
An investigation will be put underway, of course, but first we'll have to determine that you are who you say you are and are here for the reasons you say you have.
Okay. Sure, that should be pretty easy. I can send a letter or something and get something back as soon as the post comes. Get some people to vouch for who I am back in my hometown or in Saltmarsh, or who do we need to talk to?
I will handle that. In the meantime, he raises a hand towards the guard. Door opens. If you would.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right.
Similar to Yakum, they take you back into the smatterings of jail cells and put you in one of your own. Got a little cot in there instead of just a bench. A little water basin, all that fun stuff. Actual long-term time meant to be spent in these places.
Gotcha.
Once again, somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Guards come walking back up. Out of curiosity, unless there's anything that you two would have liked to have said between you during this time.
Do I pass by Jakob, or does Jakob see me at all when I'm getting led to a cell?
These doors are solid.
Oh, so that you can't see out of these
Correct.
cells?
The doors to,
Okay.
to the individual cells are solid.
I wouldn't have seen you anyways. I was looking down at the floor, still head in hand,
Okay.
just thinking. Sad boy thoughts.
All right.
As soon as they took Bart out of the out of the cell, Glue would have just kind of been like hands on bars, looking down the aisle, like towards where he went for most of the time. Like when Bart got separated, that's nerves level to the max right there, and they didn't bring back Jakob. A couple of minutes. I don't like this.
You think?
I don't like this at all. Hey, Glue is gonna walk. Where's Julian? Are you just like standing up? You sitting down? What are you doing?
He's probably like sitting down in a corner or something, just kind of pouting. Brooding. Brooding sounds better. Yeah, we'll say that.
Well, I'll go to your brooding corner, sitting down, and I'll like squat down a little. I don't have to squat down a whole lot. Squat down a little bit. Like, I get it. I do, and I am here to help you. You know that. And I'll grab onto like the sides of your shoulder. I hope you know that I'm very serious right now. I am here to help you, whatever that means at this point. But I think we have to play this smart. And we may need to be people we're not.
We don't have time.
We have to have some time. Whatever we're going to do in the next hour or so isn't going to affect it because we don't even know where Abari is and we have no other leads right now. All we have is a plan to get Bart and you down a street and hopefully get ambushed. That's all we have right now. And we can't do that. We were going to do that later at night anyways. So be patient because we're going to need Jakob's help for this too. I'm not asking you to wait forever, Julian. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't ask you that. Just give us until tonight, at the very least. And I promise you, I will help.
Until tonight.
Tonight.
Just kind of looks away.
Globe just goes back to the bars and looks down the hallway.
Okay. So, similar time period, 20, 30 minutes, something along those lines. Guards come up. No Bart. Open
Is
up.
Bart okay?
He's fine, yes.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
8.
Humans are hard to read, man. Or humanoids, at least. Hard to tell.
I'll make a perception check to remember these guys' face.
Sure.
The one's getting us. 8.
They are so forgettable. They look like dude kind of guys.
But it's okay. He's got human friends.
God damn it. They point at you, Gloob. Alright, you're next.
I just look back to Julian. And wordlessly through the earpiece. Tonight. And then I'll go with him.
Julian just nods at you as you walk away.
Gloob, they take you on. Same path they took. Jakob and Bart out past these gates that lead to these holding cells, past that front desk area, down a hall, taking another turn. You can seeing like a little bit of the cells proper, before taking you into a room that has older half-orc gentleman sat behind a table. Gestures for you to sit. As the door shuts behind you.
Crawl up into the chair. Put my hat on the table.
So, you were caught on the ass end of breaking and entering into a citizen of Seaton's home
I was locking the door.
with lockpicks, yes.
Lockpicks do lock doors back.
They also open doors.
Correct. Not how we got into the house.
Really? And how was that?
I don't know.
Interesting. And what were you and your friends doing in Abari Aroshi's residence?
We were trying to find him. We don't know where he's at. We came here through the night, several nights. Nearly killed ourselves and horses trying to make it here when we heard he went missing.
Really? From who?
Give me 1 second as I try to remember. I don't remember. Julian.
You heard it from a sea prince fella.
I didn't hear that. Julian heard that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's technically true.
Technically, all of that is false. Y'all didn't know he was missing till y'all got here.
Oh. So then I wouldn't have said
Julian-
that, I guess.
Yeah, Julian just said his family was in
His
danger.
family was in danger.
Oh.
So is that what you would have said instead of his brother being missing? Or would you
No,
have changed
I
what you
guess
said?
not. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I thought we heard his brother was missing. That's why we ran here, but that's not the case at all. What was this question again?
Yes. How, why, what brought
Why
y'all
we're
running?
breaking in?
Yeah, why you guys were breaking in? What you were doing in the house?
We're looking for his missing brother.
Just you yourselves, not seeking any aid from the law.
We never have before.
That's curious, isn't it?
Not for me.
Are you not a law-abiding citizen?
Less than 3 months ago, I stumbled out of a swamp into Saltmarsh. No.
So do our laws not apply to you then?
You tell me. I have no clue.
They do.
Okay.
What do you know of Abaria Rossi?
That he is Julian's brother.
The shark fellow.
I don't think he likes
Looking-
that too much.
Understandable.
But yes,
Do you know why he may have gone missing?
unfortunately, we've made a lot of enemies trying to protect Saltmarsh. We've gone out on several different missions to help the city of Saltmarsh, and we've pissed off a lot of people doing that. So it could be a lot of things.
Do tell.
Well, all right. We were sent to stop some smugglers by Firebrand. That's the first thing we did. We went to, we were, there's a haunted house actually we went to clear out, and then we learned about them. That's been long ago. I can't remember. Firebrand ended up sending us there to stop some smugglers, and he sent some guards to help us out and keep an eye out. We stopped those smugglers. So whoever they were affiliated with, I think, could be someone. We stopped some cultists on an island for Firebrand. They are definitely after us. They killed several Saltmarsh guards looking for us. We went deep into the Dreadwood.
Dangerous expedition.
We had to get Burl reinforcements because we were waiting on Seaton.
Just completely unfazed.
So we took that on. And I pissed something off in there. So yeah, we've pissed off a lot of people trying to do good. Be any of those reasons. They could be coming after Julian.
And any of these could have seized hold of Mr. Rossi. You believe.
Yeah.
I see. Interesting.
I know for a fact that slaving mercenaries come from here.
That's news to me. We do not abide
Insight check.
slavery within Seaton. Roll an insight check.
Ooh, the urge to use a fucking birthday 20 on that. Ooh, not bad on the dice, but I don't think I get any bonuses to it. It's a 16 on the dice. Oh, I do get a +1. So those rolls earlier were not 8s, they were 9s.
Oh,
For any difference
the
that may
difference.
make, but that is a 17.
see with 17, this guy's pretty hard to read, but he doesn't. That statement, he's not trying to he's not stonewalling you as much as he has for others. I mean, for a humanoid, I mean, he seems like he's telling the truth as far as you can tell.
Yeah. Abby with the cultists on it. They were working for some slaving mercenaries that came from Seaton.
I assure you, no sleeving goes on here within Seaton directly, but people pass in and out.
It's an odd way to phrase that, sir.
That people come through the city. It is a fact. You cannot know someone's character just by them stepping foot where they stand. Now, you did all this work for Firebrand, yes, within Saltmarsh, at his behest.
Right.
I'm curious, how would you feel upon learning that he is soon to be arrested on charges of treason?
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check real quick
Sure.
for the word
For
treason.
the word treason. Oh no.
Okay, no, I'm good.
Okay.
For what?
Dalliances with the sea princes. Alongside Mr. Primwater.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't it?
No?
Why?
From what we know, Primwater was trying to undermine Firebrand and his rule in the town,
And did he succeed?
partially. He tried to make Firebrand look bad.
In the midst of a crisis.
As far as we know, yeah. That's where we never confirmed it. We didn't get a chance to. The war, we were fighting there. We had to leave it be for the time. But all the arrows pointed to Primwater.
Definitely some of them found their way home. But also alongside evidence of his and Firebrand's conspiracy. Tragic
Conspiracy?
thing. Conspiring with the sea princes.
How so?
I am not at liberty to share.
I mean, if you want information from me, I don't mind giving you information because I don't think Firebrand would do that.
He leans back in his chair, just kind of stares at you for like a solid beat of 10. It's back forward. You see, the Duke withheld support from Saltmarsh because we had received information, reliable information, I am told, that if our support was to arrive, that it would be met with not only the full might of the Sahuagin, but also large contingents of the Sea Prince's forces themselves, wiping them out handily.
And I can't answer what ifs, but it's obviously not true that it happened. We fought Swahagan in a lizard folk base. There were no sea princes to be found.
And yet our forces were not present.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me that. We're very aware. We were begging for help.
And
Firebrand was telling us he was begging for help.
Of course he would be if he was trying to be rid of as many of the Crown's forces as possible, to pave the way for the princes to do as they wish.
I think you're wrong.
Why?
Because Saltmarsh went out on the front line to protect your town, your city. He put his life on the line and the life of everybody in that town to protect your city. Why? He fought on the front lines. He came back with as many battle scars as the rest of us did. Traitors don't do that.
Some deceptions run deep.
No. Traitors run. He wouldn't have fought on the front lines. He wouldn't have spent up tireless nights trying to save that shithole. If you're looking for someone that committed treason, my bets are on Primwater. And that he's trying to either flip it on Firebrand or it's one of the other ones.
Well, you'll
We're
be
happy
glad
to
to
give you
hear that
information.
Primwater is coming in alongside Firebrand.
You're gonna drag a good man through the mud. And even if he does come out proved innocent, he's not gonna be okay after it.
We shall see. He's kind of nods ahead at the guard. Door opens. If you would.
We have to make sure Julian's family is okay.
And now that their safety being in jeopardy has been brought to our attention, we can
Do you have a
open
family?
an investigation. Please.
Wife, husband,
Gestures
mother,
a hand
daughter.
towards the door.
Would you trust that if you knew they were in immediate danger?
He just never lowers his hand, just pointing towards the door.
Grab my hat, walk out.
Door shuts behind you. Guards take you into the maze of jail cells themselves. Stick you in one by yourself. Shut the door. Cot, water basin, all the necessities.
How big's the water basin?
Like a water basin, like it's like a large bowl. I'm trying to think of a good size for it. Similar in size to, you know, ones that they use for baptisms, where they splash you in the face. So it's meant for washing your face and stuff. So I mean, but it's decent size, but not large enough for you to sit in.
Okay.
Probably.
Right. Never mind then.
He's got a bird bath, is what I'm gathering.
Yes.
You see him like fucking rolling in it like a pig.
God damn it, Julian. Is there anything that you are doing while waiting your turn?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. So, 20-30 minutes later, guards come back. No glue. Open the gate or open the door. All right. Yes, Bart.
Sorry, I clicked it and it did not unmute.
You're good.
Is there any way I can be listening out at my door for footsteps to be coming
Yeah.
through, or is there like
Yeah,
any
it's
like
not
hole that
airtight.
would be
Yeah.
like well above my seeing to?
I mean, there's probably like one of those little like slots for like if they need to communicate with whoever's in there. It's currently closed, but I mean, it like I said, once again, not exactly airtight. You could hear through it.
Okay. I just wanted to see if I can dirty 20.
Dirty 20, just listening for.
Yeah, if I can hear like a couple of, I guess did one guard or two guards?
Two
escort
guards.
Me back? So if I hear a couple of guard footsteps coming together with nothing else,
Yeah,
basically.
I was about to say because boots of a kind, silent feet.
Yeah. Hear two guards randomly open a gate and then close it again.
Yeah. I'd say easily enough. Yeah.
All right.
Do anything with that information, or are you just tucking that away?
I'll hold on to it for now until a few minutes later, and I don't know how easy it is to shimmy one of those doors open so I can shout a gloop.
You're gonna try to.
Hear. You probably hear. I don't. Well, I guess Dungeon Master, you'll have to confirm, because after a few moments of me being in there, you're gonna whisper from under the door. Bart. Bart.
Hey, I'm
there?
fine. I'm fine.
Yeah. Y'all would have to speak up. Y'all are not in adjoining cells.
Okay.
Y'all are kind of split up. But I mean.
Bart.
Get like a spatula and wiggle that fucking thing open.
You're trying to get
Hey,
the
I'm
little
fine.
slot open.
Yeah, a little slot open.
You're like having to hop up because it's like normal people.
Well, that's. I mean, Sure.
Okay, let's
It's
say
nothing to
they
say.
actually they lowered it down a little bit, so just in case.
I can. I mean, if it's like normal people height, that's like waist height. So that's just me kind of like looking through it, like I got a little peephole in here.
Oh man.
But
You're
yeah,
okay?
yeah, I'm fine. They just sent me back here. Unfortunately, this is kind of looking like a normal cell. So has me kind of wondering if they're gonna keep us in here just for the night or an extended stay.
We can't stay that long.
Well, hopefully Julian will be back by shortly, and we can see how long this takes. I wink, but then I realize that's dumb because he can't see me.
Damn it. Y'all, after y'all's little back and forth, the guard does come walking around. I was like, hey! Shuts it back. Y'all be quiet.
Just gonna say, that's very rude, young man. We're innocent folk being held here for our own free will.
And y'all were put in separate cells for a reason. Shut it.
Why?
I don't know. I'm following orders. Shut up.
All right, we'll be quiet. You can be polite about it, and your mother teach you any manners.
You can hear just like stammering from outside the door. Shut up. And he just walks off. But
All right, yeah, that's it.
all right, Julian. They come and they pick you up.
Fourth verse, same as the first.
Okay, just making sure. Take you on back into the interrogation room. A little past middle-aged half-orc. Sat behind the chair. Gestures for you to sit.
He probably got started sitting before the gesture.
Glad to see that you are so eager to have this done with.
Thrilled.
So, I am told that you are supposedly Julian Arosi, brother of Abari Arosi.
Gives a slow nod.
You'll understand if I am unable to see the family resemblance.
He doesn't share my charming smile.
I have heard from many that he most certainly has one. That aside, why not report your brother's missing status?
Why would I? 3 weeks of bureaucratic bullshit. I don't trust you to give it priority. I'll handle it myself.
We frequently handle missing persons. Happens all the time, unfortunately. Most of the time, somebody went on a bender and got lost. But we handle it not all the same. So once
Good to
again,
hear.
why not report your brother's missing status?
Because I don't trust you to find him.
Really? Why?
It looks like he's gonna say something and then stops and it just kind of says,
What is one individual to you? I need someone who's gonna drop everything to look for him. It wouldn't be you. It can be us.
I am responsible for the safety of all persons residing within this city, including Abari Arosi.
sorry, I just got the energy drink delivery.
God damn it. And our involvement does...
They're bringing Gloob like a like a little drink to coerce him into talking more. Or Julian,
Yeah. Here you go, a tankard.
And how does our
So sorry.
involvement prevent you from looking into things yourself?
For all I know, Whoever made him disappear has connections within your little fun club. The fewer people who know what's going on, the better.
Or, and this is my working theory, is that you're aware of your brother's criminal tendencies and chose to not involve us for that reason.
Whatever his criminal tendencies may or may not be, that's between you and him. I'm just concerned with him not getting murdered.
Then why not have all hands on deck?
Because maybe the one trying to murder him has a little ear or little eye somewhere in your fun club. Probably not you. Maybe not anyone in this building. Maybe not at all. Not a risk I wanted to take.
Well, now that
Besides,
is out of your hands, what now?
Sorry, I didn't hear you legitimately.
Now that that is out of your hands, we are fully aware. What now?
what do you mean? He's missing. Now you know.
Indeed. And we shall begin looking for him. Do you plan to hinder our search?
No.
Good to hear. Glad you seem to have cooled off.
It's the meditation.
I hear it's quite useful. So, since we now share a common goal, who do you think may have taken your brother?
We've made a variety of enemies. Working for Saltmarsh.
Do tell.
Smugglers. Pirates. Weird creatures of the deep dark forest. Sahuagin warlords. It's a growing list.
You think it could be any of them? Any of these that could have wandered into this middle of Seaton and made off with him?
I imagine not the Sahuagin warlords. Seeing as we just spent a lot of time and blood putting them in the ground without your help.
One of your friends said that you did a lot of this work, made a lot of these enemies on the behalf of Eleander Firebrand. Is that so?
Most of it. He spoke for the Council of Saltmarsh. At least all military aspects of it, seeing as he's their captain of the guard or what have you.
What have you indeed?
I personally prefer to deal with Ida Owland. I find her to have a higher moral character.
A fine woman, I've heard.
You've met her.
I've heard.
Fine woman indeed.
So, Eleander Firebrand is soon to be arrested on charges of treason.
Pardon?
Charges of treason have been leveled at Captain Firebrand.
Based on what actions?
On reports. Secret dealings with the sea princes between himself and Gellin Primwater.
Last I checked, him and Primwater don't exactly get along.
A perfect cover for a conspiracy, I would imagine.
And what little bird shared this information with you?
Not with me. I am not in charge of the little birds within
I meant
Seaton.
the General Yu. King's thugs.
The Duke brought down the order. Where he gathers his information is not known to me. It's beyond my pay grade.
Interesting. I suspect either the Duke or his informant are full of shit. But
Really?
if I'm wrong, we can only hope he hangs. I have no love for the Sea Princes. But I'd say a fair chance you're gonna hang an innocent man.
Only time will tell, I suppose.
And I'm sure the Duke's fair courts will make that decision.
A trial will be had, evidence will be presented.
Of course. Of course.
Find it curious. You seem to deeply, deeply resent the crown. Why?
They've not done much for us. We've been ravaged at the hands of Sea Princes and a bunch of other bullshit with no assistance. They don't even take attention to us until there's economic feasibility.
The Sea
They
Princes
didn't
no
help us
longer
now.
ravage due to the crown and its forces' presence on the coast.
Very recent. And they didn't help us with our latest ravaging either. Despite the old bastard's assistance requests.
Little good our assistance would have done if there was no longer any assistance to be had afterwards.
Meaning?
There was plot to annihilate the crown's forces if they were to be sent to Saltmarsh's aid.
Does that not sound just ridiculous when you say it? We were fighting Sahuagin.
All of the sudden, Sahuagin invade. Why?
That sounds like a Sahuagin question. Well, I look a little bit like him, but not that much.
Then who's to say what motivates them or what they expected? Without our assistance, they were put down. So why
Either
would they
way,
risk it?
You left us to die. We got by on mercenaries, third-party alliances, and me and my friends' hard work.
I'm glad to see that they still live.
But you can see why I have no love for you and yours.
Perhaps. Well. Interesting indeed. I will speak to all of you shortly. Once again, raises a hand. Door opens.
He will give him a half-ass salute and walk out the door.
They take you to sell all your own, Julian. They stick you in there. It's got a cot, wash basin, whole 9 yards. It's got a pecan under the cot.
Can I hear when Julian comes by?
I'd imagine so.
Is it easy enough to hear? Does it require a perception check, or can we just hear the guards?
I'd say.
Like,
I mean, they're not trying to be stealthy, and they're wearing armor, so you'd hear them kind of clomping through.
I can get my spatula back out and shimmy that fucking door back open.
You probably hear like
just a crack, and you're like, "How you doing, Julian? We're fine. We're not supposed to talk to each other though, so hope you're doing all right."
Good
Julian?
thing I don't take orders.
Just
Put
go
him right off the
walking
pole.
fast. The guards, like, when you say you don't take orders, they were about to put you in a cell that was only like a few away from them, and they take you like all the way to the end.
As they walk further away, he's like,
VIP section.
Oh yeah. I just put you in. You're now like a solid like 50 feet away from any of the cells with your friends in them.
Just imagining 12 hours later, Bart's just singing words that are sentences to his friends.
can we tell like what time it is? Is there like any cracks to see light coming through, and when that goes away or something?
Nope.
They just have us in a pitch black cell.
I mean, there's like lights, but not no sunlight. There's no access to the outside from these cells. So they stick you in there, and y'all sit about another hour before guards come to all of y'all's cells. Open them up and shuffle y'all out.
just-
Yes.
just-
I roll. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I rolled an 8 on my Constitution saving throw. Bart fell asleep. He's old like that. I mean, it's dark. There's nothing to do. Well, if I can sleep.
They open up Gloob's cell. Gloob has one eye like pressed under the door, trying to see where people are going. To sleep. Oh,
Hi.
yep, time to go.
Something like that.
Something like what? Where are we going to now?
Come on.
They have us all grouped up in the hallway now.
Yeah, they grab you and they kind of shuffle you all together.
They would have had to have probably like walked in and kind of jostled me because still staring down at the floor.
I'll make sure to wipe the dust off of Gloob's face from his fucking just being in the ground for like the past hour.
You wearing
It's
gloves?
probably stuck there because his skin is moist, so he's got like it caked on.
Oh. Yeah, I'll take some sort of implement and brush it off in that case if you've got poison, like fucking...
Poison cheeks.
It's
Poison
my
dust.
skin.
Yeah.
Poison dust.
Spatulaing dirt off of his face.
Ew, that's not sanitary. That's an OSHA violation.
It's medieval
Take my
times.
tongue and lick the side of my face off.
No.
Good
Oh,
as
this
new.
man a gecko. Let's go.
All right. Well, there you go.
Y'all are nasty.
Look
Just
at
as
one
long
of
as
the
you
guards
promise.
and
Nope.
clean up under my eyelid.
Just as long as you promise to never eat any of my food like Jar Jar, we'll be okay.
God, I hate you.
That was a jarring sentence to hear.
God, I hate you.
I'm adding that to the PvP list. It's on site.
Okay. Next attack that hits Bart's gonna be a crit. Anywho,
Is it a quick journey, or are we taking some trips down some halls?
they take you down a couple halls back towards actually kind of that back area where all of you had individually spoken to this guy.
Do we pass any windows at all along the way?
No.
Not a single one. Damn.
Nope.
Okay.
This back area where all the jail cells are does not appear to be windowed.
Gotcha.
I like the end of the hall where like the door to this interrogation room is. There's a window at the end of it, but there's very little natural light within this jail, it seems.
Is the sun still out?
Yeah, it's starting to get lower in the sky, but there does still seem to be sunlight.
So what you mean to say is that there's some Uber BO going on right now. Like, this place ain't got any circulation. It's got to be gamey as fucking here.
And this before we had some Old Spice to hit on.
Yeah.
Hey man, I never claimed to be a professional jail designer, but they actually they shuffle y'all all into that same interrogation room, which it wasn't like tiny, but it's definitely not meant for a ton of people. And he's actually standing behind the table now. Looks like he has some. Looks like there's more. He has more in different papers and stuff from what he had previously. And dude goes to shut. One of the guards goes to shut the door behind him to like have himself as well as the half orc in there. And he actually kind of raises his hand. As, wait outside, please. Guard kind of stops for a second before turning and shutting the four of you in there with him.
Suspicious music starts playing immediately.
This is the same music that's been playing the whole time.
No. I'm talking about in game.
There was a nicely timed violin piece that
There
started
was.
right there.
There was. But, so I've heard all of you out. And while your method of entry is untoward, having gone through everything that you turned in, we don't seem to be finding anything from the missing from the residence. Nothing stolen. In addition, all of you appear to be relatively ignorant in regards to Eleander Firebrand's treason.
Or lack of.
Yeah, you just see a giant eye roll from Julian.
He doesn't respond. So, quite frankly, I have better things to do than babysit. So, I believe I will let you off on merely a fine for threatening an officer of the law. Looking at Julian. Impertinence and the like. He will leave it there. I do ask that you don't do something foolish of those likes again, and that you do not interfere in the investigation regarding Mr. Abari Rossi.
You see a vein start to throb in Julian's head. He doesn't say anything though.
Don't worry, we won't get in your way.
Appreciated. And as all of you unanimously seem to be quite confident in Firebrand's innocence, though some less fan of him than others, I will go ahead and say, do not interfere in his arrest either.
If the system he supported wants to screw him over, that's his own business.
Was he in town or something? I mean, I don't see how we're going to be able to stop anything.
He will be.
Alright. Seems like you'll probably get him at the docks then.
Just a precaution.
Who's going to rule? Who's going to look after Saltmarsh in his absence?
A replacement will be sent from here in Seaton. One of the military officers located within. Now, you will all be escorted out of here, and I would recommend, if you're wanting to do anything to assist any of your friends or those you find innocent, you'd be better served finding evidence for your claims or what would run counter to the evidence stacked against them. Good day.
Can I ask you one question before we go? Does Eleander
Sure.
even know what's going on? Or is he just going to get him whenever he gets in town?
believe they will inform him of why he's being arrested upon the time of arrest.
Oh, all right.
They're going to be seizing any and all evidence, going through his personal belongings and correspondences, as you do.
What's your name?
I'm Captain Garthvan. He walks out the door. Turns as he's
Garth
walking
what?
at Garthvan. Over one shoulder. They will present you with your fine upon your exit and having your possessions brought back to you.
Two things real quick.
Yeah.
Do I see my daughter around?
Do you still have your ring?
I wouldn't have gotten the ring off unless it was.
Yeah. They were not.
Yeah.
They were not asking for jewelry, just weaponry. So she's been kind of hanging around. She's probably been just kind of hovering over you while you've been pouty, but.
Then I'm going to say kind of, just to her, Sin, honey, go say hi to Uncle Bart. Ask him how his day was. I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna say, before you go, sir.
Hi. How was your day? Just in your head, Bart. Sorry. Just figured we'd go ahead and get that out of the way.
I will look over to Gloob and pat him on the shoulder and just go,
What's up?
let's just have a talk. Just awkwardly move away. You know, Gloob, Senna, your full name? What'd you say was your daughter's name?
Wow. Bad father.
Sin.
Sin, yes. Thank you.
What's my daughter's name?
I told you Yaka was crazy. He never had a daughter.
I've just been calling her Sin for so long that I'm like,
But yeah, after inadvertently sending a message to Bart.
Gloobson? Come on. I'll just call him that. Just don't fucking worry about it. Let's just go. Just fucking say out there, my friend.
So to the captain, I'll say, wow, obviously the news that she delivered isn't great. I did want to thank you. I'm not sure if you had any involvement in this, but my little girl got killed a couple years back, and it was you and yours that solved and found the men who did it and brought them to justice. And I just wanted to say thank you. And if you ever need anything, you can just ask. I'll be there.
He just looks at you for a few seconds. McDoon Schliebe. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I am sorry for your loss. It was wrong. But I will keep that in mind. Just
Thank you, sir.
looks after the rest of the party and keep him on the straight and narrow. That'll do.
I'll try my best, sir.
Turns and keeps on walking. So y'all go to exit the jail. Possessions are returned to you. And Julian, you are presented with a fine of 25 gold pieces.
Hold on, I gotta see something real quick.
Do you have 25 gold pieces?
I'm just imagining Julie going, how much is it if I can punch one of you?
No, I was looking to see if I had enough coppers to pay them in coppers, but I didn't.
1,
Petty
2,
motherfucker.
3, 4. You would what was that? What would that be? That'd be like that'd be a shitload of copper.
But I don't, so they just get 25 gold.
Sick.
He will drop it on the ground as he walks out.
I will pick it up. If the guards aren't picking it up, then I will pick it up and place it in their hand.
So, some raised eyebrows as you do so. Your friend's kind of
Julian,
fucking
like-
stupid, huh? As they
Yeah.
just collect the
I tell
gold
them
and
that
like,
sometimes.
hope we don't see you again in here too soon.
I hope never.
Purposely
again.
watching after their exit. But
Okay. That was a trip.
as y'all are I get kind of let out the front of the jail, back out into more or less the center of Crown Town in Seaton.
All right. Hey, Julian, Jakob, hold on. Stand right here next to each other.
He stops and walks back over.
All right.
And then I'm just gonna crack both of them on the fucking knee. Apologize to each other. with my fucking mace.
Ow!
Yep.
My knee!
Jesus.
Crunch! Ah! My
Oh, what
leg!
the hell's?
Blue misreads the situation and stabs them both with a rapier.
Oh,
no. PvP started anyway.
Ah!
Pulls out tide split.
Roll initiative.
Oh no.
With respect to you, Bart. No.
Same.
Well. I guess that makes Gloom the smart one.
Julian turns and continues walking back.
Give me 1 second, Julian. I got a message to send.
Right? Lean against the nearest, like, barrel or wall or whatever medieval towns have.
And that guy's name was Captain Garthen, you said?
Garthen.
Spell it?
Like Garth, Garth. Then, Vin. Garthven.
Okay, Garth Then.
Then.
Okay.
Vin is in Vin Diesel. Family.
Okay, Garthen.
We got-
Is there an
we
apostrophe
got
in there?
family. There can be. That makes it sound cooler, so sure.
Garthen. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna send a message to Firebrand saying, hey,
Sure.
just spoke with Captain Garthen. You're being brought up on treason. Do what you need to do. You and Primewater, or Primwater, whatever,
Something.
it flip-flop. And that's basically it. Just like, heads up, buddy. If you don't know already, you fucking do now. You better get your ducks in a row. Does he say anything back?
Takes a few moments. I am unfortunately very well aware.
That's it.
Yep.
Do you say this out loud? Do you say your messages out loud?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Ask me if he fucking did it.
I'm sure he didn't do it. I don't really need to ask that. I mean, if he did, he probably did it.
I
don't-
need to ask it. I can't
Sure.
tell what the
Oh.
difference between anyone in there or what you're thinking. And
They're
they're
all
telling me
the
that he did it,
same.
and I don't know how to read him, and Firebrand said that he wouldn't. I need to ask questions.
If I was confident in one man not to deal with pirates, it'd be Firebrand.
I can send him another message or another sending, but it's gonna be. I mean, I only got so much juice to pump into him a day, and I don't know what we're gonna get into tonight. Just trying to let him get ahead of it, if so, but unfortunately, he ain't ahead of it.
We can always ask later. That's not so time sensitive. They'll have to travel here from Saltmarsh.
Right. If everything turns out tonight okay, I'll send him a message before we get to bed.
Okay.
All right.
Did they let me
Oh.
keep that boring ass book that I stole from
Oh
Julian's
no.
brother's house?
Sure.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
say it was in the bag of holding.
Bart's just sitting there scratching at his beard a little bit, thinking about, oh hell. Well, I guess we're still gonna go with the plan at hand.
Julian and Jakob can do it on their own. I'm not going to. I can't trust either of y'all right now.
He's a bit tall.
Long as he doesn't threaten any more guards or decide to act on threats against any guards, I won't be hurting.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Your hatred for the guard and your love for him are just... They're tearing this all the fuck apart. And I'm not going to be around to see it happen, so...
You misunderstand. I don't hate them. I just don't trust them.
It's not
And
a
I don't
conversation you
respect
need to have with me, and it's not on me to understand because I don't care all that much. What I do understand and care about is the four of us, and I'm not going to work with you two while you're like this. I'm not going to take the chance of us trying to do a job later on and you two being at each other's throats. I'm just not. And I will walk away.
I'm not in anyone's throat. Speak to Jakob about that.
And he will also walk away.
Same direction or different direction?
Weren't we heading back to?
I don't know. Where were you heading?
We had all our stuff at the room, right?
Nope. Y'all collected all your stuff and moved out of the room this morning.
We were heading to a room.
Nope.
I'm trying to like rewind to where we were at last.
Y'all were
session.
gonna head to Jakob's house. If that, I believe that is correct. Yeah.
Oh, in that case, he doesn't head anywhere because he has no fucking idea where we're heading.
All right.
Walks about 3 feet in one direction, then stops.
Now he just folds his arms, I guess.
I'll say, my house is where my house is. Come, don't come. Your choice. But I'm going home. And I will walk to my house.
Does Julian go with Jakob?
Yeah, I mean, if that's still the plan of heading over there. Julian's still going forward with the plan as long as it's capable of being done.
Then I will head on after Glue.
Gloob, where were you heading, buddy?
Down the street.
Just down the street?
Gloob,
Okay, so you're...
Gloob has no fucking idea where he is or anything about this town, so
That's fair.
I will go around and I will do what I've been wanting to do, and that is enjoy whatever sights that Seaton may have, and I will also stop in some shops and stuff.
Okay. So currently, Jakob and Julian, y'all are headed towards dockside of the market ring. That is where your house is located, Jakob. That general ballpark. Gloob and Bart, y'all are just wandering around Crown Town.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Mark's figuring is that I mean, Julian and Gloob can communicate with each other, so
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
so hanging out with Gloob,
Okay.
having us a good old time on the town.
So I'll go ahead and say you start wandering around Crown Town. It's not terribly exciting. It's the most visually impressive because this is the only place that you have like the big impressive stone structures like the jail, which is kind of big and imposing, and you have some other like larger stone structures that are more in the official category, like passing by a couple of different sets of barracks, as well as you say you don't get to it, but kind of the Duke's like manor house, which is itself walled in where he resides, as well as presumably reigns from there within Seaton. Kind of seeing areas that are used to house, like, not foreign dignitaries, but dignitaries of Keeland when they're in town, and things like that. And it's also very heavily patrolled by soldiers. So you're not really running into any shops here, but the most impressive of the buildings would be here within Crown Town.
You say is it like obvious? You said we see the Duke's house. Is this like, does it like branded or something?
It's not branded, but kind of it'd be pretty easily extrapolate. Like it is the largest, most kind of fancy looking building, and it's the only one that is also within its own set of walls.
Is there guards out front?
Yeah, guards out
nice
front.
house to manor house, 1 yard over.
Who lives here?
Talking to me?
No, no, I'm talking to the guards.
You're just talking to stuff. So you just walk up to the guards that are in front of like the gates.
Yeah.
Kind of look down at you. The Duke who reigns here in Seaton.
Can I talk to him?
No,
Why not?
one does not simply talk to the Duke. Yeah, channels to go through, requesting of audiences and stuff like that. Busy man.
Okay, can you tell him that I want to talk to him?
Oh,
I don't understand. I'm just looking, Mark.
It's bureaucracy. They got a whole system set up to where if you need to talk to them, you can't talk to them unless you're important or got money. And you're only important if you got money.
I got some money. Glue pulls out like 20 gold.
I don't think this is the guy you need to bribe to talk to him anyway.
Oh, I'm not trying to bribe him. I'm just I got money. I'm important. I mean, look at me.
That's true.
God damn it. Just whoosh.
That's the savior
Fluff out your jacket.
Saltmarsh right there.
Oh, we are.
I think we're gonna have to ask the two of you to leave.
Okay, how do I get on the list to talk to him?
Just kind of
Yeah, who do you talk
points
to?
over to like like not a like crazy big building, but like kind of like one of those like, kind of long looking buildings. It's like, alright, gotta get yourself put on the list over there with I'm blanking on titles for things, but essentially the Duke's secretary.
Okay. Is there so much? Is he in there?
Is who in there?
The Duke.
In his house?
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Seems like 'cause now I have to walk over there,
Correct.
or walk right there.
You would be
I don't think-
arrested.
Yeah, we'd have to do this all over again.
Trying to.
Trespassing is illegal, especially onto the Duke's property without cause.
Well, I got a cause. The cause is because I want to talk to him.
That you're not from around here, are you? I mean, that's kind of self-evident. My apologies. No, that's not. That's not. Just like, that is. To look into his partner like I don't. No, you can't do that.
I'm just letting this happen.
You got to go through the proper channels.
You keep saying that, and
I do because, yeah.
Okay, tell me, I'm not making sense here. It's a shorter walk from where we are to that door. So why don't we just do that?
Because you would be arrested.
Well, okay, but if you allowed me to do that,
No.
His job is to stop people from talking to the Duke.
Oh,
Points at you. That.
that's a weird job to have.
Yeah.
People
Well,
threat to the Duke's life or the like.
I didn't say I was gonna stab him.
Most people who plan on it don't.
How many people plan on stabbing him?
Some.
what's the population of Saltmarsh?
That's funny. Sorry.
More than one.
All right.
Just for the record, I'm from Gilbin. Ain't trying to stab nobody.
Don't know where that is.
Well, there you go.
Exactly.
Good.
All right. Well, come on, Bart. Let's go get on this list.
I'm pretty sure even if you get on the list, he can just say no, and he'll probably say no to you. Either that, or he'll probably try to say, "Oh, this is one of those people that's in there with Firebrand that will wind up in jail again."
That's what I want to talk to him about.
Right. Yep.
So if I want to talk to him about that, and then I'm gonna sign up, I'm gonna get arrested. Or if I try to go talk to him directly without signing up, I'm gonna get arrested too. What can I do without getting arrested?
Don't.
Follow
We're
the
leaving.
rules.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, please do.
Glue. We shouldn't say too much about us being involved with Firebrand, because I imagine he's probably gonna have some not so nice reputation come against him. And if we say that we're involved with Firebrand too much in this town, people might start taking notice to us in a negative light.
I told that guy we did a
Right.
lot for Firebrand. I said everything.
Right, but that guy's kind of a character that knows that kind of information. You see what I'm saying? He's a person who knows the truth and chooses to probably not give it too much mind as long as order is maintained in his purview.
Okay.
I mean, we can try to help Firebrand, and I honestly think we should. I will say this away from the guard.
I figured y'all were walking away. Yes.
We should probably try to help Firebrand in some way, but I imagine that whatever's happening, he's probably being used as a scapegoat for a reason that the Duke let Saltmarsh out to dry, and saying, "Hey, it's because of his collusion that we didn't get involved."
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
he said something which is weird, and we didn't really talk about it, but he said that they were threatened. The
Who
guy,
was threatened?
Captain Garthman, he said that they were threatened that if they showed up to Saltmarsh, that they'd be met with forces of the Sea Princes. He didn't give by who or anything, but he just said by reliable people, whatever that means.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's a really good question of who sent that message.
And so I want to talk to him.
I mean, the Duke's probably, I don't know. I've read a lot of stories, and generally speaking, anytime you got someone with the title of Duke, they're kind of a jackass who's got too big of a head on their shoulders.
Right.
And he probably just didn't give a shit about Saltmarsh. And when news gets out that he left the people of Saltmarsh to defend for themselves, well, then people might get angry over that. But if it's all just Firebrand's fault for being in collusion and stopping him from helping, then Firebrand looks like the bad guy, and he keeps on keeping on being happy in life. I don't know if that's how things actually went down, but that's how I kind of just imagine that something like that would be going on.
Well, then we need to stop him.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Right. Yeah. No, we need to make sure first. He also
Right.
said, well, I mean, you heard it at the very end. He said we need to find evidence to proof otherwise of their guilt.
Right.
And he said
something-
parties plural, so I don't know, maybe he is or isn't, but maybe he's talking about Abari and Firebrand.
Abari.
Right. They're gonna search his house.
Right. Sure.
They're gonna find the rest of that crap down there. They may find the rest of his crap around town.
I mean,
We'll need to find some things to maybe help that situation. Otherwise, Julian's brother might be going away for a long time.
sure.
I guess that's not important right now. We need to make sure that he's going to be alive to go be
Right.
put somewhere.
If anything, we can send them to Saltmarsh because they're not going to send folk down there to come get him, are they? Oh man, I hate that. That's so funny. All right.
Help me find a clothes shop. There's got to be one around this fancy part.
Yeah, I could. I don't know. Maybe I need to get a new jacket. I had to mend this one so many times. Get something more sleek looking. Maybe get like a darker color so I blend in better at night.
Luke just listens to the clink, 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 clink right behind the title.
That's called a joke.
Yep, that'll help.
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll go
All
find
right.
a clothes shop.
Yeah, let's
So
go.
y'all are setting off looking for a clothes shop.
Yeah.
All right. Yakov and Julian, I imagine y'all are just having a very long and uncomfortable silent walk.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. That being said, you guys making your way to Yakov's house, Klub and Bart, y'all are heading off to close the shop. And who knows what else. We'll go ahead and take our break. All right. So we'll be back here shortly. We're just gonna take a quick bio break, get up, stretch, do some toe touches, maybe some jumping jacks, refresh drinks and all that fun stuff. I recommend you do the same as well if you are here and watching. But be right back. Come right back. Don't click away from the Twitch tab upon which we are currently upon, because we're gonna be right back as well. We have another half of this session to go. So we'll be back shortly. Bye.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all? We're back again. Tell a friend. Yes, we're back. Yes, we're back.
Good God.
Hell yeah. Woo! Okay. First half of the session. Kind of shook. Gotta shake my desk a little bit. That was quick.
It was
Oh god.
really intense.
It was really intense. The first half of this session, our party found themselves being interrogated by one Captain Garthman of the Guard of Seaton. Asked them questions, initially all about what they were doing busting into Abari Rosi's house. Not entirely satisfied with their answers therein, especially in regards to why authorities had not been alerted to Abari's absence. But with every single party member pivoting into questioning them about Eleander Firebrand and informing each of them about his impending, or as they found out after they were released, already arrest on the grounds of treason. Conspiracy with the Sea Princes and Gellin Primwater to do harm to the Crown's forces on this portion of the coast. Unanimously, all of the party seems to think that's pretty bullshit, which is fair. Be like that sometimes. But ultimately, they didn't seem to cause enough problems to warrant being held for any longer than they already were. Julian was fined 25 gold pieces for threatening an officer of the law and general impertinence. And they were advised that if they wished to do anything to help Firebrand, that they better gather evidence that counters the evidence that is sentencing him, basically. Bart did message Firebrand to maybe try to give him a heads up, hearing back that he was already well aware of what was going on. Bart tried to get Julian and Jakob to talk and make up, perhaps. That did not happen. And the two that are very upset with each other proceeded to head towards Jakob's house in pursuit of the plan they had made before they were arrested. And Gloob and Bart said, fuck that, we're going to go do other shit. Because fuck them, that's why. They had a brief discussion about how and why it's difficult to talk to the ruling class of a city, to Gloob's dismay, and have since set out to find a nice clothes shop. So, Julian and Jakob, y'all make it to Jakob's house in silence.
All right, I'll open the door and point at the couch and say, "You can sleep there."
Got a coffee table?
Real quick, what is Jakob's house like?
Dusty.
I mean, do you have like?
Do I have a floor plan of his house? No.
I mean, is it just like a simple like this is one large room house, or is
it's not like multiple stories. It's small, like obviously much smaller than Abari's house. It's probably single floor because you did odd jobs basically and worked stables. Your wife did small amounts of trade, as she didn't really have any of her family's resources to pull from. So y'all were a little ahead of making ends meet, but basically you'd have like a master bedroom, a smaller room for your daughter, and like a living area that's also combined like cooking and it with some storage and stuff about the place.
I imagine there's like one chair that's slightly larger at the table.
Ah, Papa Bear.
Big wife. Oh no, big wife.
Oh yeah, that's true. Mama Bear.
Yeah.
She's got a slightly higher back. Why is this chair taller than the others? Oh, don't worry about it. So, y'all just gonna sit in silence for an undetermined amount of time?
Go ahead.
I will just see how everything is covered in dust and just try to clean.
Okay. Y'all had like a broom, I would imagine. It'd be kind of weird if you didn't. So, yeah, sure. You are spending your time sweeping.
Once I get near Julian, I'm not gonna look at him, but I'm gonna keep sweeping. I'm just gonna say, your brother had a shit taste in books. Has a shit taste in books.
Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say once he gets inside, Julian was gonna be like going over and checking his equipment stuff to make sure everything's prepared for tonight. So he's probably like oiling one of his daggers or something, and he'll just kind of
He's oiling up.
half smirk and be like,
That much is true.
Not really sure what they want us to talk about. I think we're pretty clear in how we feel about the situation.
Yep.
I like punch myself in the throat or something. I don't have the graveliness going on.
Just go chain smoke a pack real quick.
Yeah, be right back, guys.
I might have taken it a bit too far, but I think you do have to understand that these are just men and women who are doing their job, and they're haven't done anything besides their job. And to me, these are more than just city guards. These are people that I've known for a long time. Uh, I mean, obviously not all of them in person, but I've seen them in the streets. I've seen them doing their job. And they've done that job well enough to find the people that did what they did to my daughter. And I don't take threats against their safety very lightly. But I do apologize that I took it too far.
Julian's quiet for a minute while he finishes that and gets started on the next dagger in the rather large stack of sheathed weapons on the table.
I appreciate it. Just keep in mind, you have had clearly good experiences with these men and women. We have not all been graced with such pleasant experiences of the king's rule. And especially up my way, quite the opposite. Just try to keep in mind how it would be, despite them simply doing their job, if they were the ones between you and protecting the ones you care about, not the ones assisting. That is all I've got to say on the matter.
Keep that in mind. Once I've cleaned this room, I'm gonna go and sit on. Well, actually, I'm gonna go into Sin's room first.
Okay.
Which would be very much the same that it was when she was alive. Not a single thing moved out of where it was. I'm just gonna sit on the bed and I'm just gonna cry. I'm not gonna say anything, just cry.
After you sit down and kind of after a minute, it's kind of like it takes Sin a moment to kind of register what's going on, and just kind of floats down, and like, yeah, like I said, you while you're tuned to the ring, you can kind of make physical contact, kind of like and you just kind of feel her lightly like rest on the end of your like on the end of one knee.
Oh, run my hand across my eyes. Oh, hi, sweetheart. Sorry that you had to see that.
What's wrong, Papa?
Oh, nothing. It's just nice to be home. Do you like your room?
Just kind of looks around and seems like a little small amount of like confusion in her face. She's like, and she just kind of looks back at you, and like for like half a second, she still looks kind of confused before it kind of pops into like happy little kid, like, yeah, yeah, mm-hmm.
That's good, sweetheart. You know, your mom and I, we kept it this way just for you.
She just kind of keeps smiling and nodding, like, thank you, Papa.
Of course.
Gives like a big like smile.
I'm gonna pat her on the head, and then the best that I can. I imagine my hands will probably just go through her arms, but try to like pick her up and like place her on the floor. And then
like start to pass through her because like there's vague resistance, and start to pass through her, but she kind of gets what you're going for and hops down. Hops, air quotes. She kind of goes up and then floats off to the side a little bit.
And then I'm gonna go lie in my bed for a little bit.
Full plate armor. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As you do. Okay. It's also very dusty. Dust everywhere. Hope nobody has like really bad dust allergies.
It's good to be home.
All right.
You're Julian choking to death in the background.
Hey, I swept.
All right. So aside from that, are y'all just waiting for presumably the return of your friends? Maybe, perhaps.
That would give it like an hour and some change before being like, if y'all aren't back by then.
Yeah.
Where you at?
So now we'll kind of camera flip to our small duo. Why does this always happen? It always seems like y'all split up into the small size category and the medium size category, folks. God damn it.
Small folk got to stick together, you know what I'm saying?
Little dudes. God damn it. Well, so flipping over to y'all wouldn't have quite gotten this message yet, but you would have wandered around after leaving there. You'd probably, are y'all like making a beeline for a clothes store, or are y'all just kind of wandering around, and when you happen across one, you happen across one?
Neither one of us have any idea what's in this town or where it's at.
That's true. And you said, are you specifically looking for like a nicer place, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere like where I got my current digs from.
Okay. So, we'll say, but since you're just wandering around the time you come out front to, I'm not making another store, god damn it, to Ravishing Rain is, good gracious, good works in clothwork, or fine works in clothwork, with the silhouette of a buxom woman on the end of it, the sign. It's about that time you hear that message from Julian, probably, since y'all have just kind of wandered around Crown Town and then had the conversation with the guards and then wandered around some more and have eventually made your way here.
What do you say, Julian?
Y'all gonna be heading back soon.
I don't know.
All right.
He will give you the address, I guess.
The best communicators in the game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Okay,
I don't
fine.
know. What are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing?
What do you want to do?
All right,
Not start that again.
what's Yakub's address? Anybody want to decide that? No?
No.
No? We don't want another 42 sink cooker streak?
I want no part of this chaos.
Cowards. Anywho. So you just kind of... What's that? Yeah, go. Oh. Oh, oh.
Let's see. 175 Pleasant Ocean View.
There you go. It's not Sink Hooker Street. You would think that his side of town would be Sink Hooker Street, but nope, it's the nice part of town. It's crazy how that works.
Our part of town is gentrified.
It's not. Anywho. So you just leave it at that, Gloob? Just, I don't know.
Well, you just said when are we going to be heading back? Are we going to be heading back soon?
Yeah, he said, "Where are y'all at?" And he's like, "Oh, y'all heading back?" And he gave you the address.
We're in front of a clothes shop right now. We're just about to go in. Come back
Julian just-
whenever you and Jakob are on the same page.
I think we're in agreement.
Insight check.
Hey, that's technically the truth.
That doesn't mean he believes you.
10.
Shit.
That's between you guys.
Julie
Dramatic pause.
Did you
Yeah.
say something that I didn't hear?
rolled a 10. Do I get anything with a 10?
He wasn't being deceptive. They did speak and were in agreement. Or at least understanding.
So we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's squashed then.
Should be.
I don't like that. So no, not right now.
God damn.
All right.
Savage.
Wah, wah.
Putting the-
Julian says
putting
they're
the
talking it out.
foot down.
All right, well that's good. Well, maybe we can get in here and get some nice digs while they work it out, I guess.
All right. So do y'all proceed in to Ravishing Reyna's?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. All right. So y'all enter, seeing nice like dresses and skirts and jackets and all kinds of different styles, frilly sleeves, open hanging sleeves, tight sleeves, sleeves, bodices. I'm thinking of as many words as I can that have to do with clothes because I'm blanking.
Blouses.
Dresses. We already
Johns.
said dresses.
Bustiers.
Jorts.
Jorts.
What? Why?
She is the inventor of the jort in Greyhawk. Anywho, you do soon after, kind of looking around, seeing all kinds of bright colors and fancy clothes and stuff. Do see Reyna herself approaching, dressed similarly as she was before. Kind of bright, fiery, almost unnaturally red, curly hair that's kind of pulled back away from her face. Kind of in a little into her past her middle years, but still rocking the giant fucking like cleavage window. And she just kind of comes walking towards the two of you. Oh, and what can I do for both of you, gentlemen and gentlemen?
Art, you want to go first?
I mean, I was just looking to get some maybe nicer clothes.
Oh.
I generally kind of wear some armor, so a nice big coat like this or something that can go over it.
I see. And
But
are you wanting
as a-
something more custom made, or are you looking just to browse on what I already have?
Yeah, probably just. I mean, I think this is actually dwarven make, so it's a little, kind of loose on the arms. So.
Oh, I see.
But
Well,
it gets around the armor though, so.
now is it? Do you still prefer the style of the dwarven make? I dabble.
Well, I don't know much about styles, so I guess
Oh.
let me just see what you got.
Oh, of course. And she starts pulling out all kinds of like coats and like some that are like they go down long, kind of like reminding you vaguely of Captain Artois' coat, or some that seem to end a little below the elbow and are like up and like don't even quite go down past like your lower back, and like she's what are you wanting, Bart? She's got it all.
She's got it all.
She's got it
Shit,
all.
dude. I was just planning on. I'll just take things in and take a little bit of time to think about it while Gloom gets what he's coming here
She's
for.
she's got you at over like a little kind of like crescent moon table where you're sat in the crescent, and then she's laid out a bunch of the jackets for you to just observe. She says, "All right, well you just let me know when you've made a decision, and I'll tailor it to make sure that it fits you just right, okay?"
All right, I appreciate that.
Oh,
That's,
lovely.
That's real nice.
Of course. She turns and comes over to you, Gloop. "And what can I do for you, dear?"
All right, so you know, take off the hat. He'll look at her and very obviously untrusting turn away from her, and he'll go in his coat pocket and like take out the silver strands and put them in his bag of holding. Turn back around, take the coat off. So this
Yes.
jacket. But I'm wondering if there's something we can do to make it to where it's not so bright at night. Maybe like if I flipped it around
Oh, you're
or inside out,
you're wanting to
could
make
be
like
like
a
a
have like a
black.
reversible inside
that.
where you could flip it. Oh, I see. She kind
Do you do that for the jacket and pants?
she picks up the oh, for the pants as well.
Yeah.
A little more difficult perhaps than the jacket, but well, I do pride myself on my work, so I don't see why not. Taking the
Awesome.
jacket and kind of, this is a bit of a thicker material for such a thing as you're wanting to do. Not as good as my own work, I must say, but I'm sure that we can make something happen.
Adjust it, let it out, whatever you got to do to make it work. I'm good with it. Just
Wonderful.
make it look good.
Oh, I can never do anything but. And when
How long do you think that would take?
on an already existing coat, let's see. I've already got some other orders. I have a whole suit that I'm still working on for a particularly toothy fellow, but that should be done. I think probably here by tomorrow. I could kind of work on this one here and there. Probably without any extra fees. Probably the day after tomorrow.
For how much?
For the additions that you're wanting, I'll say probably fairly easily. Are you wanting of the same quality of material for your flipped around side?
Yeah.
Oh, since I'll be using less to keep it a little thinner, I'll say probably around 20 gold pieces.
A broke boy. 10 more gold pieces to pick it up tomorrow morning with the other ones. Can you do that? 30 gold in total.
I think that for an increase of 50% on what I've charged normally, that I can make some exceptions, maybe do a little extra work on it to make sure that it's ready for you. Then yes.
Just don't know when we're leaving, so yeah,
Oh,
I'll hand her 30,
of course.
30 gold.
Wonderful. Takes that from me. Well, takes. So you're just standing there in like your boxers, essentially.
I didn't wear pants before.
That's fair. Just sitting there in just your armor, like.
Yeah,
like,
and
well,
the hunter's coat now, which
and the
kinda
hunter's
covers
coat.
me.
Yeah, that's true. So you've got the hunter's coat. Swell. I can get right on that. And have you made a decision over there, dear? You're muted, Bart.
Bart, you gotta talk to her out loud.
Why are you just moving your mouth?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this green one. That seems pretty nice. Got some
Oh.
frilliness to it. Maybe
Oh,
kind of keep me. I mean,
Yeah,
I
some
know
sort
I'm
of
not
style,
gonna look as nice as Blue here, but I might be able to hang in the same weight category with him just a little bit.
well, for some people, the more reserved look really kind of brings it out. She just kind of gives you a wink while she picks up the jacket. So for this particular piece, as it's existing already, and I've been trying to get rid of it anyway, I'll give it to you for about 7 gold pieces.
That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds
Wonderful.
great.
Wonderful. Well, I will have your arrangements made ready for you, Mr. What was your name again?
My name.
Glue?
Oh.
Wonderful.
Who is she talking to?
Talking to Gloob, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She
Sorry.
says, if you want to hang around here for about give me about 15 minutes or so to get a little bit of your measurements, and I can have what alterations need to be done to your coat done. Lickety split.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Wonderful.
So, I can't remember if I said if I got into. Yeah, I got into the half plate before we went into
Correct. Yeah.
the shop. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's like me being fitted for a coat while in
Yes.
half plate.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
Well, you did tell her that you
Yeah,
usually
I
wore it
told her
over
that
the
it-
armor,
yeah,
so
yeah,
so she
that's
take
kind of wild.
takes your measurements as just an absolute chatterbox all the way. Like I'm not gonna sit here and RP like her
Oh, yeah,
being
yeah.
super over the top flirty for like 15 minutes while she makes your alterations and stuff. But in the end,
I'll give her 8 gold for being such a well
aw.
practiced woman at her trade.
Oh, well, aren't you just a sweetheart? Thank you. And of course,
Yeah.
for any of your
absolutely.
clothing needs, come back to Ravishing Arenas.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Well, and the two of you have
Nice
a
new jacket.
lovely evening.
I appreciate it.
You too.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it's
Exit.
good, Bart.
Yeah,
Maybe we can switch sometimes.
yeah, that might work. A little more rotund with this full plate on. I mean, half plate with breastplates and the shoulder pads, but I don't want to stretch out your jacket.
Be alright. They're just clothes.
I'm gonna be all right.
Fair enough.
Well,
Did them two settle their differences yet?
I don't know. He gave me the address. They seem to have talked about it a little bit, but
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
yeah, they didn't. I don't know. You don't just say that to somebody. Either of them.
No, you certainly don't. It's,
Especially not us.
I know. We're supposed to be better than that. Well, let's go see how far a little bit's gone, I guess. Maybe knock some sense into them otherwise.
Yeah.
Just a friendly round of PvP. What's a little PvP among friends?
Their lives, apparently.
Yikes.
Ah, it'll be fun.
Alright.
He gave me the address. I don't know how to get there.
Can I what's navigating a city? Is that like survival?
I feel like it's like, kind of like an investigation check.
Sure. Sure. I don't think
Bart
Bart-
in an investigation check.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
with an advantage, let's go. Fuck. 11.
Y'all
Nice.
get-
Well,
y'all get-
technically one of them was a 1. Okay, no, still 11.
I mean, y'all get there eventually.
You have plenty more time to work this out, guys. Go ahead
Yeah.
and have it situated by the time we get there.
Y'all are sitting there wandering around. You guys get turned out of Crown Town a couple times because y'all are just just your general demeanor as y'all are wandering around. They're like, I don't think y'all are supposed to be around here. Why don't y'all go back into the market ring?
Go back whence you came.
So you guys kind of like are ping-ponging around the edge of the market ring, taking the long way. Ding, 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 ding. So it's going to take y'all a little bit.
All right.
While they're doing that, is there anything else that y'all would like to be doing in this house upon communication with your frog friend, Julian?
Two things. One, Julian has no idea Jakob was having an emotional break in the back, and also it's not his house, so he doesn't feel like he should go poking into doors.
There are not
So
very many
after-
doors.
After he gets like all his like gear and stuff tidied up, he'll just kind of like sit there for a minute and be like, "Guess I'll also start tidying up." So if Jakob walks out, he'll just see Julian like helping clean his house.
Jakob is asleep on his bed.
Julian doesn't know that.
Okay.
I would have left the door to the master bedroom, open, crack, but yeah, lying in
Alright.
like Jakob's bed, that man's out. Full
like-
plate and all.
It's a solid double. It's a-
Partway through like cleaning, like just like, pull the door shut. Go back to the living room.
My hand
exaggerated
is-
tiptoes.
Like somebody was there, but on the other side of the bed.
That's so
The
sad.
nat 1, Julian does not notice.
God fucking damn it. The most emotionally obtuse motherfucker.
He's got his own thoughts right now, okay?
So, God damn it, I'm cleaning this man's house and he's asleep.
And that
Bitch.
when Julian snuggles in and puts the arm around him.
Oh no. That's so much worse.
Is,
That's
Ya-
natural one, baby.
is Jakob also an aggressive spooner?
Oh, that timing
Yeah.
was perfect. I can't comment right there.
Oh god. All right. So, that being said, it's getting dark by the time you guys eventually make your way to the address.
You probably just hear, how many fucking Ocean Streets can you fucking have in a town? There was Ocean View, there's fucking Ocean Lake. What is even an Ocean Lake? That doesn't make sense. Fuck.
Yeah,
Bart, you're doing that
maybe
thing where you just move your lips.
Maybe they got one of those like an inlet where they have like a fake gate that goes out to the ocean, but it's not really to the ocean. It's just to a little extra. I don't know.
Ocean View, Sun View.
This is when the party discovered the real enemy, city planners.
For sure.
Guards weren't any fucking help. They just told us to leave where we weren't supposed to be. I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to be. Not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be here, and I don't know where I'm.
I think actually this is it right here. Right?
Let's fucking hope so, because I'm just going in. Joanne! Jakob!
Julian will like
The wrong
look
house,
back at
no.
the,
Oh,
look back at the master bedroom door
it's
and
the
go
next
to the
one.
door.
It's the next one. Someone was naked in there.
Oh shit. Ah! Delayed reaction.
Delayed reaction.
Be like that when you see a man-sized frog. Like,
Alright, yeah. Sure. Oh my goodness.
All right, gotta be this one. Joanne! Jakob!
If and when Julian hears the shouting, he will go to the door.
I rolled for it. I don't hear you.
And out.
big snore.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Jakob's asleep.
So y'all worked everything out then? And then took a nap?
I think. Talked about it a little.
I am sucking to Julian's voice today, guys. I am so
Ah!
All right, we're gonna have a smoke break real quick.
Yeah, right.
Go get the pack of cigarettes.
Just go scream as loud as you can with your mic muted.
Oh no. Well, I guess I don't really want to. Hell, I don't know what we do in this kind of situation. This is all just damn stupid. I'm gonna get some cooking going. Hell, I'm hungry. I've been walking around all day and getting questioned by people.
Julian perks up at the thought of you cooking food.
What's Jakob's wife like?
I don't know.
Oh, is she not here?
Where's she supposed to be?
I thought so. Right?
It's just
Right.
us.
I think they hasn't Jakob said in character.
I think I did say at least to Bart that she wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's not around. I think she might have left for a while.
No. Okay.
Maybe let's not bring it up. You know
I did
what I mean?
forget. There is a stack of letters on the table because I took whatever was on the door and put that there. So
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
Yeah, dinner time.
All right, Bart, you're doing it up
What do we got here?
in a fireplace that has not been lit in a while.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's just under a 30, not quite a 30 this time.
Oh,
Good
Oh.
grief.
oh,
28.
not as good as my
disgusting,
wife's cooking.
disgusting.
Garbage.
Goddamn.
Oh.
That's been crazy.
But yeah, I'll cook us up something probably a little bit more complicated since I'm in the kitchen and one that's not rocking around all over the place. And
It's not a very complex
I
kitchen.
sure, it's still not rocking around.
Not like a campfire or a
Right.
boat fire.
Oak galley.
Yeah.
But I assume at some point the food will wake up old Jakob.
Let's find out.
Jakob's just fucking dead.
I'm
Oh,
still
no.
out.
Julian killed him. He's like, yeah, we worked out our differences.
Oh no.
He's fucking
That was a
dead.
7. That was
You
an
won't
8
be-
and a 7.
You
Sorry,
won't
Nat.
be threatening anyone ever again.
Yeah, and we're like a few minutes away from food being ready. Julian will go in.
Yeah,
Brandy? Hey, Julian.
Bart's making dinner.
Oh, they're here?
We've,
Alright,
Been asleep for a bit.
yeah, I forgot how good my bed felt.
Looks at the bed.
Right.
Steps back out.
Massive lady dent on one side. Normal human size.
But hey, the DM said it was a double.
That's like a double, yeah.
Massive lady takes up most of that.
Yeah.
It's like those memes of like people sleeping in bed with their pets. It's just like this little sliver that you sleep on.
Jakob's not a big man. I mean, he's... But
Square.
tall-wise, not...
He's a square
Right.
lad.
Yeah.
A square lad.
He's a square shape. It's like a sideways rectangle.
No.
All right.
I'll be out in a second.
Oh, he's already gone. He's like,
Fuck it.
Like,
I'm out of there.
yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
All right. Jakob, eventually you step out to the smells of food in a kitchen that hasn't smelled like food in a while. Very good food. I hazard that Bart is probably a better cook than either you or your wife have ever been.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. It's vaguely it's
But you won't hear me
familiar.
saying that.
It's familiar but also weird at the same time. It's like, wow, never smelled
a-
this good in this kitchen.
There's a door labeled spice cabinet, and Bart opens it up, and there's just a thing of salt. That's it.
Salt and ground black pepper. That's it. That's the only.
Oh, no.
It's the only
That's all.
spices they've ever had.
Bart looks on in horror, like, oh no.
No onion
Savages.
powder. No onion powder. No garlic powder.
No sage.
No
nothing.
sage. No thyme. We have
I see why she left.
We have no time.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll walk out, rub my eyes, hey everybody, obviously, this is my house.
It's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, it's a little dusty, and then I'll look at where I assume Julian cleaned. I'm like, oh, I assume you did that, Julian, or Bart, or somebody.
I've been in the kitchen, been busy. That was Julian, I reckon.
It was the house fairies.
Well, looking at Julian, thanks, House Fairies. Didn't know I had those, but, must have moved in while I was gone.
They do that.
Y'all work everything out? Shit, I'm not going to do this thing to where you guys mosey on around the subject, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Or are we good now? Like, y'all are all... We fought together. We've had to kill together. We've had to do lots of horrible and good things at each other's side. Y'all squashed this beef. I think that's the term they use.
I believe we've made each other understand each other's side a little bit more. And
Well,
that,
all right, well,
Somewhere closer to the middle, at least.
Gloob, stab them if they try to get any of this food. That's all I can say till they work it out.
Gonna roll an insight check on Bart.
Oh.
Sweet.
oh no.
Check
Oh,
out that
no.
natural one.
He's-
Ready to go.
Man just pulls out a sword. It's like,
on guard.
both Julian and Cody are lost for words at that.
Well, not sure how I feel about being stabbed in my own house, but,
Probably not gonna feel very good.
at least I'll die at home.
Just gonna take a nice. Get some meats in here. Just nice. I'm just moving it around my mouth. I'm not even chewing. It's just falling apart. I'm just rolling it around on my tongue, practically disintegrating. I'll go ahead and.
I honestly don't even know how to react to this right now. I'm not being stubborn. I just don't know what to say.
Sword pointed at you both while they're both eating.
I'll leave my food there and just go ahead and get Gloob a plate and just sort of slide it over to him and just watch the two of them.
You get too close, I point a chicken bone and the rapier at you.
Man,
I'll,
it's like look over at Yakov or like lean over. What?
You ever been
I
snuck
will
attacked by a chicken?
put
bone?
my hands up to Gloob and look at Bart and say, do you have some bread and salt?
That'd be kind of like a meal, wouldn't it?
Not for me. It's to give to Julian as a peace offering. One of the things we do in Seedon, when you have guests over, they give them bread and salt, and it's supposed to be, I don't really know what it's supposed to be, but it's just something people do.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sure,
trying to
yeah.
picture it like-
I'll give him some of the bread that we probably have with the meal. Sure. I mean, if that's custom, I reckon.
I
Julian,
will. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I'll walk up to Julian. I will hand you the bread and a little bit of salt. Say, welcome to my house, and with this, I give you my blessing.
It's like not taking his eyes off of Gloob's drawn sword as he receives the bread, and is like,
Thank you.
is not eating the bread because of the sword.
I thought we were back on mutual terms. What's going on?
I think so.
I'll just kind of look over to Gloob. Eh?
Inside check.
Hell yeah.
They know. I don't
Hell
think they
yeah.
have any clue.
I'm just saying. I wish I had the Reigns of Castamere somewhere on here as the sound clip.
9.
And who are you, proud Lord said?
Yeah.
How many
9
eights?
is, I guess, just back to humanoids are weird.
Yeah, if you could get this from insight check.
Big shrug energy.
Well, I mean, son, let us know when you figure it out, I guess.
What are they wanting exactly?
I want us to be friends again. I want us to never say some shit like we did in the cell again.
Yeah, we're supposed to be a tribe. Can't threaten to kill your own tribe members. That's not how it works. That's not
I
how
didn't
it
threaten to
works.
kill anyone.
That
No,
is
but
true.
you put someone in danger. You did threaten to kill someone. You threatened to kill the guard.
Well, he corrected himself. He said anyone except the guard.
Well, there you go.
Both
There's-
of you being stubborn for what? Belief that has had no effect up until now. We have gone through so much, and this has not come up until now. But now we're at each other's throats. Like what?
Well, Gloob, it's something. I explained this to Julie. Something that is more complicated than just he threatened a guard, and I dislike that. I'm gonna again put my hands up, walk to the table, and pull out a chair and sit down. For me, the people of Sweden and the guards, they've been around all my most of my life, and I've gotten to know them, passing on the street, and when I worked in the militia, some of them, I became acquaintances with, and with what happened to Sin, uh, they were the people that found the people that did that to her and brought him to justice. For that, that's something that you can't just repay, no matter how hard you try. And I did apologize to Julian, which I believe he accepted it, which
He's
Correct me if
nodding
I'm wrong.
as you said that.
and in the future I'll use less dramatic language and talk with him with my words.
Use your big boy words.
I'm gonna hit Jakob in the head with a chicken bone. I'm gonna throw it at him from across the room.
Ow.
Julian's confusion deepens.
As soon as Julian gets confused and furrows his brows, one flies across the room and hits him too. Y'all are fucking assholes, man. Don't do that.
Dodge a chicken bone.
What's
Roll an attack roll.
Oh shit!
No,
Oh
no.
shit!
I'll take the chicken bone. I think I deserve that, and maybe more.
It's a 19 to hit. If it's
Damn.
if a chicken
I'm
bone
about
is
to
a
say,
dex
you're gonna
based
use
weapon,
you're gonna use a
Yeah.
spell slot to block the chicken bone.
It's
got-
close.
Bonk.
It's got snatch bones.
Sudden
Oh, God,
cacophony.
no, please.
I don't think you can call it that, or you shouldn't.
Oh boy.
Deflect chicken bone.
Go over there and pick up the chicken bone. I know I just cleaned up. That's my bad.
Throws a chicken bone on the floor, and both Jakob and Julian both start going, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Hey. I'm saying y'all
I just
could
went
have
there.
had. Y'all could have had gloves of missile snaring.
Mm.
They were an option. Just saying.
Y'all have other alliances. I don't. I have y'all.
And you're gonna keep all of us too. Ain't that right, boys? Cause we're a tribe. Right?
Julian was
DVR.
nodding. That wasn't just Cody nodding.
Yeah.
Okay. Now come get something to eat.
And with some poorly pretended patience, we'll go get food.
Once I have the food and go back to the table, I'll pull a seat out and then sit in another one. Seat's supposed to be for my daughter. Just,
Right.
old habits.
She floats right beside your shoulder. doesn't really get that cue.
Oh man, Bart. You weren't
Hmm?
wrong. It really does just kind of fall
Yeah.
apart in your mouth.
Hey, well, yeah, I wouldn't lie to you. It's good stuff right here.
Turns out he rolled like a 9 on the cooking check, and he's just lying to us.
Yeah.
Oh, it does taste like my wife's cooking.
Disgusting.
Oh, no.
Note to self.
DM says that's canon now.
Yep.
So let's go over our plan for tonight and make sure everything's good to go.
Oh, hell. All right. Yep.
Julian walks out of here with Bart,
Right.
or Julian walks out of here with Bart. No, Julian actually walks out of here with Bart, right, to one of the safe house locations, and then you walk out with not Bart, right?
Do I arrive with Bart, or do we just arrange to meet at the same place? Travel separately so I'm not seeing with anyone.
You need to travel with someone, at least one of us, because if they strike ahead of time, they take you. We need to have
Right.
someone with you.
I just
Why-
figure if I show up with a small person and leave with a differently dressed small person, it'll be a bit obvious.
But we'd stay there for a little while, I'm sure. I'd have to shave, and that's going to take a minute.
Yeah, why don't Bard and Gloob go first? Bart gets ready, and then Gloob, obviously, you're good at sneaking, so when time comes, you can sneak away. And then I'll walk with Julian too close to the safe house, and then break away once we get a little bit closer. So he's safe up until that point, and really nobody's alone until they have to be.
It's a good
Right.
idea.
Okay. Tell us where to go.
Julian will pick a warehouse, like an area that seems like it might be a a safe house. I don't know.
Are you trying for any kind of particular terrain or kind of like building layouts in that area, or?
Like something kind of out of the way. Like you wouldn't want to have your like safe house like right in the middle of the mix most of the time, I would imagine, or at least it sounds like. Julian doesn't have safe houses, all right?
Mhm.
He's just like,
So just some section of the market ring, or like, I guess
A
when it comes down, are you
warehouse.
like within the market ring or on the docks?
yeah,
Or
like,
dockside.
probably like a warehouse in the market ring or something.
Okay, sure. So closer like dock side of the market ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems as good a place as any. It's really just our point of departure.
Well,
Alright.
okay, so that we'll start there, and we're going to be in transit to another safe house, right? That's the plan.
Right.
Yes, back
Okay.
here, I think,
Okay.
was the plan.
All right.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's sounds like a good one, I guess.
I'm gonna go back into my bedroom real quick. I'm gonna grab two things very quickly. Just a kind of like shitty brown blanket, if that's in there,
Okay.
and one of my wife's handkerchiefs.
All right. Easy enough done. Actually, high-low, Jakob.
Let's go high. What was that?
There's not any of your wife's belongings still within.
Oof. Even more sad boy hours then. I'll just open, where she keeps her stuff and just go, oh. Close that back up. And if there's a blanket, find a blanket.
Yeah, still blankets around.
Okay. I'll bring that back out and kind of just, as Bart's sitting at the table, just put it over his head.
All right.
Figure that'll work to disguise you a little bit.
I mean, yeah, that'll work. That'll do it for sure. I don't think that's going to be too common of a sight to see going down the street, though, so maybe it'll be pretty obvious and get picked up on.
All right.
Julian,
Yes,
real quick, out of character, we met John Stern briefly, right? He showed
Briefly,
up to the
yeah.
bar in front of us. We just
Yeah,
don't
right.
know his name.
Yeah.
He said his name.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm
he
pretty
just
sure.
said
I'm
that.
pretty sure Julian, like, he spoke to Julian and had to say his name.
I want to be. I don't know. I don't know how much you trust your brother's friend, but on the off chance that we send him a message and say, or a missive and say where we're going and our plan, just so he's aware. I don't know. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
what do you mean, never mind?
Yeah. No, I'm just. If we don't get attacked tonight, then maybe they know that your wife and kid are safe, or safe with one of their guys. Again, I don't know this guy, you do, but it's hard to trust anything right now.
You putting ideas in Julian's head that he hasn't had before, so he's looking real nervous right about now.
John couldn't be. was Zabari's best friend.
How is the situation with them hiding?
Moving safe houses every couple of days. The one that I saw was actually a pretty impressive setup.
Do they have enough safe houses to keep doing that for? I mean, I don't know how long this is going to go on.
They had at least one more. Been staying for 2 or 3 days at each one, it seems like. So we'd have time to speak to them again.
I know you weren't too interested in this idea before, but I do think I'm going to say it again, and it'll be the last time I say it. But I think if you suggest they go to Bart's hometown, that's pretty out of the way. It wouldn't be the first place that I'd go to look for somebody related to you.
I didn't say no to that, I just wanted to see how this played out first. If nothing bites on this, I definitely want to get him out of here.
If nothing bites on this, then we don't have any leads.
And my wife and son are my priority. Nothing bites on this. I'll get them to safety and then readdress the Abari situation.
All right. Now, if somebody, I don't know, 4 swankily dressed gentlemen walk up to us, shout, we're pirates. We're here to take you to our leader. What are we doing? Were we gonna kill some of them and then try to capture the other ones?
That sounds about right, yep.
How are we gonna go about capturing them? I mean,
don't kill them all the way. Bart tends to be good at that.
I mean, I can put them to sleep, but we're in the middle of a city. It's not going to be inconspicuous to carry someone through the street. We're just going to pour alcohol over them and say, oh man, they're totally off their asses.
Well, if they're trying to be inconspicuous, they'll probably do it somewhere inconspicuous as well.
I feel like there's a very real chance that we go to jail again. Just want to put that out there so we know not to make any threats that we'll probably get put in jail again. At least for a little while. We did tell them that we'd be looking for them on our own. So they may have some questions though when we,
Yeah, that's true. If we do get stopped by guards and they ask us what we're doing and they see you walking around and me dressed up like a little boy, and what's our explanation?
Well, first outcome.
We got attacked. We're just defending ourselves. Here's the next round of questions for the rest of the night. I don't think it's going to be that easy.
They just approach us on the street?
I mean, if they see us fighting some folk.
Oh. Well, if they want to arrest pirates so bad, we will have brought them a couple.
Not if we're trying to carry one of them off while they're coming up or something like that.
We'll just have to make sure we don't get seen.
I agree that is 100% the plan. In the fail-safe that we do get seen, what's the play?
Jail.
Now,
to avoid that.
the very least, one of us will need to carry the person off, because I imagine they're not going to go willingly. Probably need to be unconscious. So I imagine if the guards end up coming up to us, if we're at that point where we have, 3 of them on the ground and the other one's bound and gagged, or just bound, 2 of us can kind of like walk up to the guards and be like, these guys came and attacked us, try to get their attention, and
By two
Well,
of
assuming
you,
one of them.
mean
Oh,
you
go
and
ahead.
Bart. I said by two of us, you mean you and Bart.
Yeah, while the other two try to,
The other two being me and Julia.
try to shoo the guy away as quickly as possible. That could be an option. We could also turn them into the guard and hope that they're in the information sharing type of mood. I know that the guard sometimes can be a little what's the word that Bart always uses? Bureaucratic. Take a bit.
Worst case scenario. We cross our fingers that the guards aren't in league with the pirates and hand them over.
Was there a way we can try to, I don't know. I mean, if it'd be nice if we could see who was looking at us, and then we could go to a safe house, like another one, and have them ambush us in the night. And that way, while we were in the confines of someplace isolated, we could dispatch them and then maybe question them there or whatever the case may be. But I feel like that's asking a lot of Sorrel Lee intervening on that one.
Well, if they choose to ambush us here after we've made it back, it's fairly isolated.
I do have some neighbors. If they hear fighting, uh, chances are, especially knowing that this house doesn't have a lot of people in it, they'll probably go call the guard.
I think it'd be better if we just weaved within some alleyways, anyways. Give them a couple of dark places to really think that they got us cornered.
Oh, I was planning on it for sure, yes.
Yeah, so we'll take, but I don't think there should be any end destination really, unless you already know of a safe house that your wife and kid have already moved out of that we can go to.
There's the one they left earlier today.
Okay, and that can be our end destination.
Now, where am I going to be? I tried sneaking in the past, and I know that isn't exactly my foray. So I need
Follow
to
at a
know.
distance, perhaps.
I can try that, but I am pretty noticeable.
Well, we're wanting to be noticed, so that part's not the bad part. As long as it looks like me and Bart are trying to be surreptitious.
All right, I think I can do that.
Maybe
Just
oh, go ahead.
kind of meet up where the two of us break off, Julian.
Sure.
All right.
Even better, just be very casual. We're trying to sneak, you're not.
Yeah, you could be like the bad bodyguard. You're there to protect them initially, and then you gotta tie your boot doesn't have laces.
Or like 30 feet back acting casual while we sneak ahead or something.
I think I can do that.
Right.
As good of a plan as I can think of at the time.
He says, not looking at all confident.
I don't think any of us are right now.
Yeah, I don't know how great this is gonna go, but we got to give it a shot. So I guess
Julian.
this is it.
Julian offers up a few prayers, including one to Sorololi.
Yep.
Bart's already praying for a quick return of his beard.
Well, he knows it's not gonna come back too quick.
Babyface Bart.
So
Hey,
sad.
old
We're gonna have to
baby
get
face.
new art.
Yeah, right.
We gotta get naked face Bart.
It's just that screaming Macaulay Culkin.
We just got to get him a belt of dwarven kind.
There you go.
Ooh.
Then it would be. All right. Okay, so what is the finalized version of our plan?
leaving from here, going to the safe house. Bart's gonna shave there, get ready. Then we're gonna weave our way through the streets and docks and everywhere else until the end destination of the old safe house they were staying in. Was Bart pretends to be Taro, Julian is Daddy. That's a weird way to say that. Daddy to Taro. Jakob follows at a distance, and Lube sneaks in the shadows, and hopefully someone
Bites.
tries to take those two.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
If God would like to drop in some other intel or information.
This is
We're
y'all's
all
plan.
Hey,
That's
I
y'all's
will
plan.
say,
God's plan. It's
Having-
not God's plan. This is the player's plan.
having seen people in hoods at night, they all kind of look the same, you know?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
As
Absolutely.
long as they don't get within 10 feet.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'll get our clothes together and get bundled up and get ready to spring our plan.
Okay. So before terraforming Bart.
Jesus Christ.
I want out.
Y'all are going to the
Just
first
mass
safe
disconnection from
house.
this guy.
And that's the end of the Saltmarsh.
And it's time to fight God.
Where's that great worm
It's just-
stat block?
You just see all four of us walk in the back of his camera.
That'd be really
Holding,
confusing
like,
because my door is
pitchforks
over
and
there.
things.
Just fucking come out the closet. Like, there's-
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So y'all are y'all trying to be sneaky about your first approach to the first safe house?
Not like crazy obvious, but we're not like creeping through alleyways in broad daylight.
Are y'all rolling stealth checks? It is not broad daylight. It's like 8 o'clock at night at this juncture by now.
I mean, not stealth checks, just kind of being careful and quick.
I will keep an eye out for
Clink.
anyone
Yeah,
paying attention to us.
Sure.
them active perception checks going.
Same. 26.
Okay.
I literally cannot get higher than that. 30-20 though from me.
Nice. 30, 20, 26.
9.
9. Nice.
Because I'm assuming I'm rolling at disadvantage, right?
Correct. It is dark.
Oh, hold on. Let me re-roll that. It's a straight roll.
Okay.
That is a 24.
Still
'cause I
very
got a
good.
12.
So we had a 12, a dirty 20, a 24, and a 9. So, all right. From what you guys can tell, doesn't seem to be anybody paying particularly like a special attention to you. There's plenty of people like that are kind of, it's like it's 8 o'clock, so you know it's in the evening. Most people are going in. There's still some people kind of going to and from bars. Y'all are still for the most part armed and armored. Some more obviously than others. Gloob more obviously than you were, because you don't got your fancy clothes to hide your arms and armor. So still getting some weird looks, but nobody who seems to be like following you guys. So
Word.
taking your time, you kind of move from where y'all were to basically right across the staying on this side of the market ring dockside, and kind of just going across to, on the opposite side of what would be dockside, and to, I guess, to where there's some, storage warehouses for, for merchants and stuff. Some that are owned by people who are here the vast majority of the time, or who can afford here because they're here frequently enough. Some that are kind of up for rent. It's a mixed bag in this little area.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing once you get there? Y'all are in this general area. Y'all don't have a warehouse to get into legally. So
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to one of the old
One of those
hiding
safe-
spots.
That'll be the destination.
Oh, okay.
his destination was the safe, like your end destination was the safe house they were in most recently. Right now, y'all are going to a safe house. So you're currently
Is
just
there a-
standing among a bunch of other.
Unguarded warehouse anywhere?
Roll an investigation check for me, as you're looking around for an unguarded warehouse.
16.
16. You're able to find one. It's not completely unguarded, but it doesn't have full-time guards. It like guards will pass it like while on patrol. But there's nobody like standing guard directly in front of it. Like no dedicated guards to that one warehouse.
Did all of my belongings get returned at the end?
Talking about your lockpicks.
Yes.
All your belongings were returned.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Nice.
I said all.
good.
I'm not gonna renege on that.
I mean, you can, man. It makes sense
No.
for them to hang on to them. I didn't even think about them until right now. We could either break in, I could get us into one of these, or we could just pay. I assume if we found unguarded warehouses, there's some with some workers outside or something.
It's like 8 p.m. There's not really anybody actively working at any of these anymore.
I'm
It's
assuming
kind of-
one of them is going to be like a private guard.
Yeah, there are some that seem to have like private guards that have been hired, and some that maybe have like leased guards that were like militiamen or and then there's just the general patrols of the town guard.
Look for one that's got like old gym, like fairly unimportant warehouse or something like that.
Like I said, with that 16, that's probably about the best you're going to get is one that it's like, you're not sure if it's that it's not in use or that whoever is using it can't afford to hire somebody to guard that specific warehouse, but the guards do make the rounds of all of them. The guards who patrol the city aren't just going to ignore one specific building. So.
Right. All right, well, if there is not an unpatrolled area, I guess just kind of shoot a message.
Whichever one of these looks best to you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can break into one, or we could just pay one of these guys like a gold or two and just tell them we just want to stand around in their warehouse for a bit. They can
Well,
watch us do it. I mean, we're not doing anything surreptitious in their warehouse except for shaving and a couple of other things, right?
Right, well, these are city guards. I don't know if we can bribe them as easily as a private.
No, not the city guards. One of these guys out here that are protecting the warehouses, the nicer ones.
So one of the ones that does have private guard.
Yeah, just like one of the private guards. We could
Up
at
to
least ask them, and then, I mean, I'm not gonna ask them. Hey, Bart,
Yep.
you want to ask one of these guards if we can just like pay them a couple of gold to just stand in their warehouse for a little bit? Like they can watch us. Doesn't matter. Again, we're not doing anything rough. It's just rather than breaking in and try to get fucking caught again, I feel like that's the better option. Or we can at least try that before we go straight to breaking into something.
I think I might be able to help you, Bart, because I got paid a couple times to be down here, and I imagine there's still some militiamen that are around. You know, kind of talk to them about the militia and say, hey, me and my buddies, we need to do something. And introduce them to you. I don't know. You talk a lot better than I do when it comes to convincing people.
All right. I mean, we can do that if you want to. I can just go talk to them, though. That's fine. You can do it either way. If you feel like you got a connection, if you know any of these folks, that'll probably be easier.
Do I know any of these folk?
And how exactly are they dressed?
Which ones?
The closest
Private
one.
guards.
Yeah, the private guards.
Some of the private guards, so the ones that are not militia, the ones that are probably hired by like the merchants themselves. Some of them vary in how well armed they are. You have some that are like you spot at least a couple that are in half plate like you are, Bart, or more common is like chain mail or like chain shirts and scale mail. Some even some a handful that are in only in leathers but appear to be armed with bows. None of them appear to be like horribly armed, and but a lot of it is just they're run of the mill. Depends on how rich their patron is.
Right. I just go up to a couple of the crummier looking ones, I guess, the poorly armed ones.
Right.
Hey. Well, did Jakob know any of them first?
I would say yeah, Jakob. Roll. You're just as you're kind of looking around. Roll a perception check. You're trying to eye the ones that are militia instead of.
I assume
private
disadvantage
guards.
again.
I mean, there's lights around here, so
Yeah,
they're not guarding in the dark.
21.
21.
Nice.
So let's see. I'll say you recognize a pair. It's a dwarven woman and a human male that are both kind of stood outside of the like one of the warehouses that are for like lease or for rent for short term rent. Dara and Baron are this lady and gentleman who are just don't know them super well, but they're the ones that they kind of cycle in and out of the militia pretty frequently, like serving periods of service and doing periods of service and pretty frequently like volunteering for this kind of work because it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you know any of them, you can just, I don't know, say that, hey, there's some people following us. We just want to sit inside your warehouse for a little while. Not guards, just other folk. That's it. No questions asked.
Yeah, I know these two over here might be able to convince them.
All right.
Well,
I'll go with them and we can chat.
All right. So y'all
Give him a little bless before we walk up. Or not a bless, I'm sorry. Guidance.
4 heavily armed and armored people come rolling up to these two militia. One of you who is particularly horrifying to behold, unless you're used to him. They kind of catch themselves. Hey, how can we help you? So kind of, the two of them are just eyeing the 4 of you a little nervously.
Dara, is that you? It's me, Jakob.
Yeah, Jakob McDunchliver?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, hello.
Oh, it's good to see you.
I haven't seen you in quite a while. Where have you been?
I've been out of town. I met these gentlemen.
Hey.
Down in Saltmarsh.
You're freaky looking. Oh,
Yeah, he gets that a lot.
I would imagine so.
Must be freaky looking more quietly.
It's
Yeah.
a little weird coming to the warehouses in the middle of the night. What
Yeah,
can we do for you?
I know this might be a little bit of a weird request. These two gentlemen, I'm going to point at Bart and Gloob. They're being followed, and they need a place to just lay low for maybe 30 minutes. They're good men. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to steal anything. They just need a place to, get away from these guys that are bothering them. And I knew that, sometimes, I remember back when I served, I'd come down here and I knew that some good militiamen and women were down here. And I was hoping that, they could possibly hide there for just a little bit.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, Monsieur Jacob.
Oh, I gotta roll high for
What?
this one.
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4. Okay.
Guidance.
Come on. Okay, I rolled high. Cool. 22.
Roll them high, roll them high, roll them high.
Is that
roll
with
'em
the
high.
D4?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you do? Okay,
I rolled a
nice.
17 with a 4 on the D4, and then I have +1 for persuasion.
Yay for that 12 charisma. So Dara sits there and kind of seems to mull it over and glances up to Baron, and Baron kind of looks down. He's like, I mean, yeah, why not? It's not really anything worth taking in there anyway. He's like, Jacob's a good lad. Sure. That's
I
fine.
appreciate it so much.
No problem. What are old friends for?
It's good to see you. Next time I see you down at Doctor's Delight, rounds are on me.
Oh, I'll hold you to that.
Of course.
Come on. She turns around and pulls out some keys from like inside like her jerkin and click, opens it up. Don't mind the smell. I think Horace Renton is trading in hides, maybe. A little poorly cured,
Lovely.
perhaps. But
Lovely
it'll serve.
indeed.
It'll serve for a hiding spot, I suppose.
All right.
All right, well, let's shuffle on in. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. So he'll shuffle on in, like a penguin waddle in Bart's case, apparently, on into the warehouse that does indeed smell like uncured animal hides, or mixture of cured and uncured animal hides. Doesn't smell great.
I mean,
Smells
good
like
for
they're
the
not particularly
plant.
choosy.
They smell you before they see you coming.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Indeed.
So Bart,
Indeed.
you gonna take it off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Take the whole bitch off. Oh,
The
no.
whole bitch off.
The whole bitch. That's so sad. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs.
All right.
Are you deleting the beard from your inventory?
Remove it from your physical description.
Minus 3 charisma.
Oh, god damn. Woo!
I grew up here in real
It
life.
turn-
If I realized it was that much charisma.
Turns
holy
out
shit.
Bart has no chin. Anywho, as Bart
He's a bald
begins
Finian.
the sad task of shaving off all of his beard and changing into a young boy's clothes. I assume you're dumping your armor.
Yeah.
So
No
dumping
armor for me.
dumping the half plate, dumping the sentinel shield, all your gear is, I guess, going into the bag of holding would be my presumption.
Yeah.
But as
I will definitely want, a couple of things that that Julian could probably have like on his person, like underneath his jacket or something, having like my mace or something like that.
got it hanging like a blackjack just on the inside of your jacket, just on like a little.
It's a halfling size mace anyway, so
I guess,
probably not
I
that
suppose. I suppose.
I mean,
It gets the job done though. No,
yeah. I
no
mean,
shame.
worst case scenario, I guess Julian could carry it for you.
I'll carry it for you. Anywho,
big for a short while.
And Julian's just kind of like looking on as you're preparing and getting you ready, like.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
probably
fuck, I
get
hope this
ready.
works.
I could probably just have like a scarf or something. It's kind of chilly outside.
You say that as you have like this much shaved already.
Just finish the job. It'll be so much worse if you don't.
Yeah.
You could
sounds
do
good.
just a mustache.
I don't think his kid has a mustache.
I don't know, Julian. Does your 8-year-old have a mustache?
Why not?
Okay. Yeah. it's gone.
Okay.
Anyway, he'll go ahead and start laying out Taro's clothes.
So,
Well, slip on into him.
so Bart, as you finish shaving away your poor beard, and you put on a child's clothing. That is, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh god.
Fucking a bunch of weirdos.
Yep. Yeah.
What an ending.
Oh my god.
Out of all of the elaborate D&D schemes, this
I don't
is
fucking know what to
probably one of
say.
the most desperate that I've ever participated in.
And the most painful.
I just don't know what to say. Okay. That being said, thank you guys so much for joining me here to play tonight. Thank you guys for coming to watch. Thank you guys over at Play Audit Games for the raid. I saw y'all popped in here for just the very end. We definitely appreciate it. Anybody who is in here beforehand, any of our people, go check them out. All TTRPG is good TTRPG, so we vibe with it. But that being said, we are going to do our final little announcement rundown thing. We are still doing our charity drive for Extra Life, which is a charity organization that benefits children's hospitals across the continental North America, my goodness, meaning the United States and Canada. Specifically, our drive will be benefiting the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. They're building a new hospital and stuff to help all these kids and their sicknesses and help them get better. So if you click on the link down below, you can go ahead and donate to that. It's a very good cause. You could also get yourself in to win something cool, maybe like a digital copy of Josh's Culture and Everything, a SteelSeries gaming mouse, or a SteelSeries gaming keyboard with other bits and bobs that are D&D related to be added. TM. So go ahead and click on the link and do so, because if nothing else, it's a good act, it's a good deed, it's a good cause. We are, of course, Hard Knock Dice. We do this every Monday. It goes to Saltmarsh from at 5 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is DM'd by myself and played by these lovely gentlemen, which is all kinds of fuckery. And then on Saturdays we have our Across Eberron campaign, which is DM'd by our lovely Gloob over here, also known as Johnsy, and has myself and a couple of these fellas in here playing with it, as well as a bunch of other people who are all absolutely delightful. And it's more people, so it's even more ridiculous. Quite frankly, we have a flying ship though, so I mean that's cool. What's cooler than a boat in the water? Boat in the air, and it's got
That can go underwater.
cannons, laser cannons. How fucking cool is that? So come check us out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturday. And that being said, we're gonna raid our friends over here at Dice Cream Sandwich, show them some love, say hello, all of the love and support, and we will see y'all later. Bye.
All right.